How popular dating coaches are like far left media, brainwashing with false authority. Ever wonder how mainstream media, news networks like fake news, CNN, MSNBC, others that manipulate what you see and what you think? Just like these far left outlets use their platform to shape false narratives, certain dating coaches or day game coaches that uses press releases, flashy credentials to create a facade of authority. They brainwash you, forming conclusions based on their agenda while ignoring undeniable results, like my 650 laid and polled testimonials, where it's overwritten by false authority. That's right. It's overwritten by false authority. So, today, we'll dive into how these fake news networks or these networks of scammers validating each other, whether it's in the news, like the legacy far left media, or these global networks in dating, builds a house of cards that's built on false authority. That's why it is time to break through their illusions. That's right. Think about this. Donald Trump spoke the truth, even when it was dismissed by the masses and labeled as controversial by the mainstream. Just like me, who've been posting one day game late testimonial after another, which is considered controversial and ignored because of their false authority. Yet in the end, he won, just like I won, just like Trump has won. I've faced countless doubts and skepticism, whether telling the truth in this John Elite News, backed by undeniable results. 650 laid and polled testimonials. That's right, 650 laid and polled testimonials. And what did my competitors achieve during the 2024 inflation and economic downturn? Huh. One or mostly zero laid testimonials for Daygame. That's right, one or zero laid testimonials. And their sheeple audience, they're woke, they're brainwashed, and they're overly emotional. They cling to their false authority of those who cannot deliver. Today, we're going to expose these parallels and break down how telling the truth and backing it up with real results, 650 laid and poll testimonials, makes all the difference. All right. So, first things first, why popular dating coaches or daygame coaches has less laid testimonials than me. Popular dating coaches. You know, it's really wild how brainwashed sheeps often think that just because a day game coach has a ton of followers and subscribers and shout outs from other platform scammers, like a huge global network, it means they actually have day game late testimonials in 2024. No, they don't. But that's not always the case. I get it. You have been conditioned to look for authority and validation. It's everywhere, right? But today I'm going to flip the script a little bit and share with you three big misconceptions that could really change the way you view who's actually worth listening to in this space. Honestly, I don't rely on the validation from other coaches who might not have the best track record, who only has zero or one day game laid testimonial. That's right. I don't need their validation. They need my validation, in fact. So, it's wild how brainwashed audiences often think they're just because of a day game coach has 1,000 followers, not actually thousands, we're talking about 50,000, 100,000, several hundred thousands, and they get shout outs from other platform scammers. It means they actually have late testimonials in 2024, but that is not a reality. They don't actually have any day game late testimonials at all. So far, nobody's here. I get it. You've been conditioned like sheeps to seek authority and validation from the loudest and most popular voices in the room. But today I'm flipping the script. Hey guys, where are you? I don't see anybody here. I must have offended all the people that are woke, especially in the elite day game first step WhatsApp group. probably Kamala Harris supporters. They're woke and emotional and has no money and delusional. I get it. You've been conditioned to seek authority and validation from the loudest and most popular voices in the room. But today I'm flipping the script. I'm going to review 3 big misconceptions that could change how you view who's worth listening to in this space. So let's be real. I don't rely on the approval of other dating coaches who don't have the best track record. For example, just this year. So I've amassed around 50 laid and poll testimonials. My total so far, 650 laid and poll testimonials for Daygame. 650. Meanwhile, ABCs of low self-esteem has scraped together 1 Daygame laid testimonials this year in the last 2 years during the inflation. Just 1 laid testimonial that came from a student in a Latin country, which is a lot easier. Which, let's face it, isn't the hardest place to succeed. Most other coaches are still recycling their content from 2021 with their old boot camp documentaries, desperately clinging to outdated methods that just don't work anymore. Even those guys who boast about their personal high lay counts, these tall self-proclaimed coaches, they're like talking about how great they are. They know so much about Daygame. These false authorities, they say they got 1,500 testimonials, but they never said laid testimonials or pickup laid testimonials. They're only about Tinder. If you talk about pickup, they only have a fraction of what I have. They don't have 650. They'll be lucky to even have 50, maybe even a lot less than that if it's just pickup. And also positive YouTube comments. These are false authority. They only manage 1 laid testimonial for tall self-proclaimed coaches this year in 2024. And that's mostly due to their popularity, not their results. Just 1 laid testimonial. That's right. Using the misery method. I mean, my apologies. I mean the mystery method derivatives. And similar tactics are no longer cutting it. That's right. It's frustrating how these so-called authorities project a false sense of expertise, lulling people into a blind trust and shutting down critical thinking. That's right. Let me speak. Let me repeat myself. This year alone, in 2024, the hardest year for Daygame with the worst inflation before Donald Trump is in office. I have 50 Daygame laid and polled testimonials. That's right, 50 laid and polled. One student got like over 20 polls, but regardless, there's over 30 something lays. What do they have? 1 or 0 each. Just this year, I have 650 Daygame laid and polled testimonials. And trust me, just like the fake news media, the news and those other things cannot override my student results because of the fake news media. You cannot just say, oh, because these people have authority, just like the legacy media, MSNBC, fake news, CNN, and just like these global networks of scammers, it does not automatically mean that they actually have any sort of authority whatsoever. Even though nobody is here listening to my message, I'm going to keep preaching. I don't care. Let me repeat myself. 650 laid and poll testimonials, while ABC has managed to scrape together only 1 laid testimonial for Daygame in the last 2 years during the inflation. And that one, it was from a student from a Latin country, which, let's be real, isn't exactly the hardest place to score. Most other dating coaches just recycled old content from 2021 because their methods have gone stale like moldy bread. They have expired like milk. They no longer have anything for the last few years. And the women that their students banged, if you look at their testimonial page, nobody ever exceeds a 7 out of 10. But they give you fake propaganda, just like the far left, that it is like their testimonials, even though they have so very few and only from 2021, they're reposting old stuff, boot camp documentaries. When you look at their women in their testimonial page, they are exactly 7 out of 10 at best, and only 2 or 3 of them are like that. The rest of them are ugly, busted trash. They're so ugly. They call every woman that they have banged. They falsely say it's one model here, another model. They banged another model, but you never see proof of that. And they call themselves the best for minorities. That's complete fake news. That's right. It's complete fake news. It's the same with the tire propaganda from CNN. MSNBC, fake news. I'm telling you, what they're basically telling you what to think and gaslighting you. That's right. Even those guys who brag about their high lay counts, their self-proclaimed high lay counts, yeah, they've only got one lay testimonial this year, and that's mostly because of their popularity. Their so-called mystery method, or whatever they call it now, just isn't cutting it anymore. It's pretty frustrating, honestly. A lot of these popular dating coaches seem to be giving off this false sense of authority, virtue signaling, like the far left, and just to make people shut down their critical thinking like sheeps. That's right. So the first exposed cult brainwashing secret is comparing other day game coaches or dating coaches. To me, is like comparing the popular junk food to a restaurant who has the most Michelin stars and awards and is much healthier. That's right. You're like, huh? You're comparing to restaurants? That's right. Other popular dating coaches are exactly like junk food. They're not healthy, but they're popular. And when they're popular, when they have this global network, this is not the only options. They boost their fake authority. Their fake authority does not give them actual validity. So let's break this down. Comparing popular dating coaches like ABC's in Mystery Method to my approach is like comparing the far left mainstream media machine of CNN, MSNBC, and other fake news outlets to a trusted source of real information like John Elite Dating. This is John Elite News. Just like the far left media, they manipulate their viewers with selective reporting and sensationalism. Basically, they get boosted with their ideas. What does Mystery Method or Ross Jeffries know about Daygame when they can't even get a single student laid for Daygame in their coaching? That's sensationalism. These popular dating coaches builds a house of cards based on false authority. A guy that has not earned any authority, now they get boosted with authority, flashy press releases like ABC's and big promises, and they don't deliver results, especially other coaches who are posting 2021 day game late testimonials. In the USA, they're so great. But in reality, you look at my students in the United States, there's over 35 or 36, actually close to like nearly 40 latent poll testimonials. If we were to count the Jewish white student who's traveling, he's also from the United States. I can have an honorable mention. But when you look at the testimonial series, I have way more. The truth is they rely on empty hype, just like CNN fake news and MSNBC fake news. They thrive on polarizing narratives like the far left, the wokeism. They talk about all these bullshit concepts, and they're popular just like junk food. That keeps the viewer glued to the screen, but yet they miss the truth behind the story. Most people can see through the facade. I have 650 laid and polled testimonials, and they have zero. That's right. I have 650, and they have zero so far. So, all right. So far, nobody's here listening to the truth, but that's fine. I just want to see on the YouTube Live how many people is here watching it so far. Let me see view all. Oh, I cannot see the newest analytics for the recent one, so I have no idea. But let's continue. All right. So these mainstream coaches, ABCs of low self-esteem, misery method or mystery method, and others are making the dating world's equivalent of junk food. They're popular, but they're empty calories of dating advice. That's right. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea. They attract a crowd, sure, with their global networks, but they aren't giving people any real lasting value in 2024. Just like the far left legacy media of the wokeism of MSNBC, CNN fake news. They're not giving any real lasting value. It's easy to brand around promises, especially when they got flashy credentials like these press releases, a video that nobody watched, unfortunately. These fake testimonials. Well, I wouldn't say they're fake, but they just don't have late testimonials. They have really unattractive women that they call themselves the best dating coach for minorities. But in reality, where the fuck are their Asian late testimonials? There's so very few. It's a complete joke. And second of all, the women that their students bang that they keep claiming are models, they all look like busted trash. They're only like 7 out of 10 in looks. My students are banging 9s and 10s this year in 2024. And these press release logos plastered everywhere for ABCs of low self-esteem. But this is popularity. It doesn't mean they're actually delivering any day game results. They're manufacturing credibility the same way fake news CNN and MSNBC shapes the public perception. Were careful crafted, but ultimately hollow stories. Just like how Kamala Harris, she gives like nothing but fake news because the teleprompters tell her exactly what to say. That's right. They're just giving fake news. And people are not happy. They don't want to hear what I have to say about this topic, especially the people that are woke and they're completely broke. People show up here and they disappear, but that's okay. I'm going to keep preaching. I don't care if there's going to be no views for this video. I could just turn it to a normal video. I'm not going to be lost by doing so. But if ABC's low self-esteem only has one day game late testimonial, but just one, then what's the point? If they only have one, they're gaslighting you. They have no expertise whatsoever. Oh, look at that. Only 5 views, but that's okay. Let me change the title a little bit. We'll try something else. I'm going to change the title right now. Why Trump's victory reviews about far left day game coaches media hidden agenda. All right. Now the title has changed. Hopefully it gets more people involved. So they only rely on manufacturer credibility the same way CNN and MSNBC shapes the public perception with carefully crafted false authority where they are all platform scammers with their networks, that legacy media that nobody listens to anymore. For example, ABC is a mystery, maybe popular coaches, much like junk food, but they lack substance. They got one late testimonial from the inflation for ABCs. The others got 2021 and before late testimonials, an easier time for day game during the pandemic, not during the inflation. Meanwhile, I've adapted and evolved my methods where students are getting laid month after month, year after year, even in the economic downturn 2024, just like Donald Trump, who stayed focused on the issues that mattered the most during his, when he's campaigning. Focus on delivering real consistent results, 650 laden poll testimonials the same way. And just to prove it, while these other dating coaches keeps dishing out the same old empty calories content. Just like how Donald Trump won the election with over 300 electoral votes. Kind of like Kamala with 226, she lost. It was lost in a landslide. Trump won. I won the inflation in 2024 and 2023, 2022. These fake news, fake games, news outlets of networks of platform scammers only getting 0 or 1 day game late testimonial this year has brainwashed you. I ended up with 50 late and pod testimonials of 2024. That's why you got to stop listening to these empty calories, these fake news networks, these platform scammers. Right now, there's still 0 people that are showing up. That's very amazing. There's literally 0 people showing up right now. Let's see here. If there's going to be 0 people showing up and they're disappearing, I just want to know why. If whoever is here, I'm wondering, why are you guys disappearing about this topic? You don't want to hear it? That's fine. I'm going to keep speaking the truth. Oh, there, that one person disappears again. We'll end up with 50 latent poll testimonials. And just like CNN's tactics of gaslighting and bias reporting, these popular dating coaches control the narrative with a carefully managed image. They make their followers believe in authority they haven't earned, feeding them outdated methods and recycled ideas that's keeping them hooked on the brand that hasn't delivered in years. And it's all show. Just like the media machine obsessed with surface level stories, they brainwash people into thinking that their popularity equals credibility. But that's the far from the truth, the far left. That's right. Just because other dating coaches are popular and they have a fake network, kind of like MSNBC and fake news, does not mean they actually deserve to be listened to. They're like junk food and false calories. Exactly. Trump is common sense. The far left media has brainwashed everybody, and it turns out every single person has voted for Donald Trump. And all the woke people, the ones who are offended, the ones who are emotional, the ones who are snowflakes, they all had a meltdown. They have a complete meltdown. And the same brainwashing tactics are used on you by these global networks in terms of pickup artistry. They use the same sort of global networks and they start gaslighting you with fake news. Exactly the same way the far left has tried to other people. They have This is how game really works. But they have 0 day testimonials in 2024, or they have one ABCs of low self esteem, or they have one late testimonial, only one. But that's kind of weird. If you are a dating coach and you only have one student late in a Latin country, then what you're telling other people are fake news. If you're a tall, self proclaimed coach who claims they have 1,500 testimonials, whatever that means, I have 650 laid in poll testimonials from pickup. Laid. If we were to count pickup, because anyone could go on Tinder in India for you and start swiping right for you. If that's the case, they can give you the phone number and pass you off to WhatsApp, and then you get her out. Is that pickup? That's not pickup. So there are 1,500 testimonials. They probably barely even have, like, for night game or whatever, they barely even have 50 to 70. In my speculation, in my opinion, they probably have less than that for late testimonials. They have so very few. That's right. So it's a fake news. When they start giving you all this propaganda, the less late testimonials they have, the more delusional that people become. The more delusional people that they become, then they start listening to this stuff because they have no money and they're exactly very poor, just like the far left. The audience, the Democrats, the Democrats, the far left, they have no money, their audience are poor, and when their self-esteem goes down because they can't put food on the table, their ego goes up and the 4 traits of low self-esteem happens. They become more delusional. They half-ass everything, mass approaching. They start doing the wrong things, the wrong path, the sociopath, and they start quitting day game in mass droves, like MGTOW. Lots of people have turned MGTOW. They have given up. They think it's too hard, yet my students continue to get laid. That's right. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that in the end, real authority is backed by student results, not manufactured prestige from these global networks or the numbers of followers that they have. Don't I don't rely on the smoke and mirrors. I probably only have like 1,200 something subscribers. Let me take a look. So that way I know that's the truth. Only 1,200. Yeah, so basically I have 1,268 subscribers. That debunks the idea that popularity and prestige and fake news media means better. It means more sheeps. It means more zombies. It means more sociopaths, more delusions. I don't rely on smoke and mirrors or press releases like ABCs of low self-esteem. I rely on the results of students proven time and time again with each late testimonials and success stories. While the legacy media on the far left or the other popular dating coaches, they manipulate the narrative when you're more delusional. The popular dating coaches who are just like junk food, they're very dangerous. While there's a restaurant called Johnny Lee, most Michelin stars, has the most proven student late testimonials, while they're saying that how great their food is, how high it's scored. Just like they're women, they say, oh, they're so attractive. They're models. They bang another model. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. Model my ass. The women are so fucking ugly, busted trash. None of them even pass 7 out of 10. But that's what you learn. You learn the bullshit methods of using alcohol maxing in their boot camps. It no longer works beyond 2021. This is the problem with popular dating coaches. They cling to a facade of authority. I'm here to through the illusions and show you what real grounded and proven results look like. I know this is unscripted, but I'm going to go over some of the students' results. Okay? So normally I'm not supposed to be sharing this stuff right now, but let me look at my Google Drive. I have some of the recent student late testimonials, and one student just made 3 of them. So let's be recent. All right. So here's a student. that banged a German woman. So let's hear it. I know I should not be spoiling this for future lay testimonials, but let's go play it. So here's the first one.
This particular testimonial is for Donald Late for a lay from Daygame. I met the woman in a class that she was teaching. We talked and I had some light snack, some tea, and got her number. We made plans to meet following the evening, and we had dinner. After dinner, I took her back to my place, and that's what happened. So I recorded a number of these for John, and the message that I give is always the same. And I don't know if anyone watches these or not, to be honest. But if you're someone who does watch these, I don't know what would keep you from coaching with John. I don't know what your hesitations are. I don't know what your doubts are.
Could be the financial problems and also the brainwashing from the other dating coaches you should not listen to with 0-1 lay testimonials.
And I can't imagine that you doubt the results themselves, but I understand that you might doubt yourself. And you might see these results and think, well, someone else can have that. That's amazing. But I can't have that. I'm not enough. Or this is impossible for me.
He has 15 lays, but I can only document 14 of them for the lay picks. So we're only going to go with 14. Some people believe that only my students can get the results, and you're too zombie-ish and too poor and too unfocused to actually get the results. That's not true.
So I again just want to encourage you, who are watching, that this is all possible for you. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy for you, but it is very possible. I can tell you from my own experience that I've progressed so much, so fast with John. And the results that I've had, I would not have been able to believe. So take this message and take action. That's the only thing for you to do, is just take the first step, because a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
Yes.
Right now, that's the only step you have to take. Don't worry about the rest. Just trust the process, trust John. To know that you're making an investment in yourself that you'll be grateful for the rest of your life. Over and out.
Okay, so basically, that was a testimonial, but he did not say the German woman, so I made him record that part too. So here it is.
So the thing that I did not mention in the testimonial is that this happened in July 2024. And
I just got this testimonial very recently, so I just found out all these results.
this was a German in her 20s. And that's all I have to say or add. I hope you enjoyed the testimonial. And I hope you take action from this, because that's the only thing you have to do right now. Let's go have a call with John and take action.
All right. Let's look for his lay pick over here. I've not posted it. I should post it very soon. It should be on the YouTube. I'm very disorganized right now, but let's look for his lay pick. It should be somewhere up to the front. So which one was this one? Ah, it's over here. Let's see if we can zoom this one in a little bit. I can't. But let's hold up to the camera. Okay, hopefully you can see it, but there's a woman over there on the bed. Don't worry, it's censored. There's her legs over there and whatever. And he banged her. So I wish I can get a closer and better pic. This thing won't let me zoom in. See if I can download it. See if that's better. I don't know. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, there you go. Don't worry, censor. She's wearing clothes. So basically, what does this say on it? Tell me more about how this happened. What month was it? So I didn't know. He just came back to the coaching after I yelled at him, and I yelled at him again. He got triggered as a snowflake. He's a Kamala Harris voter, by the way. Boo! But I said, tell me more how like this happened. What month was it? And he said she was teaching a meditation class. After the class, and another friend had some food, and she joined. And I got her number, met her for dinner. Next night, she came back to my place afterward and spent the night. July. She's European. I said, what type of European? 25 or so, I think, in German. That's a German woman. So let's continue about what I'm saying. So he banged a German woman over there. And this is like not fake news because that's already more like testimonials than ABCs of low self esteem and tall self proclaimed high leg count guy. So right now, see how many viewers do we actually have? Last time I checked, it was 5. A lot of people don't want to hear this topic. Now it's 13. Okay, at least the title is better. Let's continue. So in case the people missed the last one, okay, what I basically said was just like the far left media, they're like junk food, just like other dating coaches, right? When you look at other dating coaches and they tell you all this bullshit for these global networks, it's like junk food. And also, you guys should check out my blog. I've been having a little bit less views recently. I no longer post all these advice stuff inside the community section. I'm posting it in my blog. It's at www.johnelite.com. So basically, this video will be posted in my blog afterwards. You can read about it, the script and everything. So let's continue. The second exposed cult brainwashing secret is worshipping sheeps or worships are a bunch of delusional sociopaths during the 2023 and 2024 inflation. The second exposed cult brainwashing secret is what I call the worshipping sheeple effect. The worships following who cling blindly to false authority are these false authority figures, whether in politics, whether in Kamala, whether the media like fake news CNN and fake news MSNBC, or other dating coaches with their fake news. If they only have 1 or 0 late testimonials in 2024, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just basically speaking with confidence and moving their lips, and people are absorbing poison. That's right. So, whether, this effect has only intensified during the inflation of 2023 and 2024, just like the fucking Democrats. People are so poor these days, they cannot put food on the table. They become delusional as people are finding it tougher to make financial choices, leaving many susceptible to anyone who promises a way out. So just like the far left, Democrats promoted policies that lead to skyrocketing inflation and economic strain with their wokeism and their 84 fucking genders, whatever the fuck that is, whatever that means. Certain dating coaches use flashy press releases like ABCs and carefully crafted online personas to create an illusion of success for their students, even reposting old bootcamp clips from 2021. They barely have anything to show for it. Their testimonial page is so small for the screenshots. It's ridiculous. How do they even have any authority? Doesn't make any sense. That's the thing. So they can pull in those who are worn down by the financial stress and uncertainty. So there are certain people that can afford the Daygame boot camps. While everybody else, let's say level 1, for example, all level 1 people, they can barely afford Elite 30, which is $250. We'll call these level 1. Level 2 can afford $1,000, but they pay around $900 for my Elite Bundle 2. This is why I charge a little bit below 1,000. These are level 2 people. But level 2 people have become more poor. They have become level 1 sometimes. Level 1 become level 0. Even people cannot afford my Elite Daygame First Steps booklet these days. I raised the price to $7. Now it's back to $5. And people are just ignoring it, which is crazy. But however, when you think about it, level 3, what's level 3? Is the engineers for ABCs of low self-esteem, right? The engineers are the ones that are like Asians. They're like 40-something years old. These are crazy rich Asians. They're engineers. They have all the indispensable income in the world. They can travel with these other Asian dating coaches and go to Latin countries. They can go very far away. They can afford to go there. They can spend $50,000 easily, $10,000. They just benchoed it away for these Latin tours. That's right. Level 3. You guys are not level 3. Most of the people that they have made money from, whether UMP or UFO, UAP, that company, they basically gaslighted the Indians and they gaslighted the Middle Easterns. They've taken all their money with their fake Islam conversion. That's right. Dan Brazilian, all these other people, Andrew Tate, they always have this fake Islam conversion. That is the best marketing strategy, as they've been told, that makes 4 times the amount of money because people in Dubai or the Middle East, they have money. So they sucker them and they have zero testimonials for these people. But you've given them authority, these platformed scammers, just because they're tall and white and good looking. You might say, well, they're not super good looking. Yes, they are. One of them is. The amount of dick sucking and lip smacking for these false authorities, these empty calories, who basically have so few late testimonials. And if they do have it, their women are all like 3 out of 10 for their students. So this brings us to winner and loser effect. So what the hell does winner and loser effect even mean, John? You might be wondering. In times of the economic strain, those who already are winning tends to win more. So what does that mean? Winners win more. It means that people that can afford stuff or they're doing well in business, they take more risk because they got more testosterone. If you were to put 2 mice in a tube, right? I fucking hate sewer rats, but let's just talk about rats. And you did an experiment and you push one of the rat through the tube from the back and you push it through the other one. One of them is going to perceive that it won, so it has more testosterone. In the future, if you put 2 rats in a tube, this one's going to knock the other one down because of the extra testosterone. The one who fell out from the back is going to have more cortisol stress. This is called the winner and loser effect. Due to the winner and loser effect, the hormone changes. So how does this relate to what we're saying now? For those who are winning, they'll win more. And those who are struggling will find it harder to get ahead because they'll have more cortisol stress in their system. When they have more cortisol stress in their system, they'll feel like they're losing. That's why my students take ashwagandha, although they're trying to ban ashwagandha in all of Europe now. Ridiculous. That's why I'm buying as many as I can, normal ones, high dosage, as taking as much as I can. So basically, ashwagandha will reduce the cortisol a little bit, which can be helpful. But the winners win more, they get more testosterone. Okay. And the losers will lose more and they'll have more cortisol. This is why people are delusional and stressed out because of the cortisol effect. That's what's happening for the last 4 years with the far left media telling everybody how great the economy is when they only got one, like, let's see, 12,000 jobs. Not like 120,000 this month. 12,000 jobs only in the entire United States. And they're like, well, what about previous jobs report? It's so great. But then you realize they fucking lied about it by over 100,000. Everyone feels like they're losing when they live in North America. If you're be luckier if you live in Europe or you live in Latin countries or you live in any other country because you don't have a high cost of living. So lots of people felt like they're losing out in life. That's right. They felt like they're losing. So basically, they find it hard to get ahead. It's no different than dating Coach World. Those with money, like engineers, can afford expensive boot camps or bench hold camps, throwing their cash at popular dating coaches that promise success, but they failed to deliver results in 2023 and 2024. They only have zero for most people or one lay testimonial and a platform of false authority. It's ridiculous. People have been gaslighted by false authority. So, wow, only 16 people have watched this stream. It's not actually growing. That's not good. Give it a thumbs up to help the algorithm if you're still here. I do appreciate you're here. I really do. So, as I'll continue, they're throwing cashes, these engineers, these crazy rich Asians at dating coaches, these fucking engineers, these nerdy fucking engineers. And the irony is these coaches often end up with just 1 or 0 Daygame lay testimonials in 2024. Despite making a fortune, I'm serious, guys. Like, these guys are making so much money is ridiculous. There are some coaches out there, like Matt Artisan, with 3 Daygame lay testimonials. 3. They're making over 400,000. I'm not sure because the whole team or whatever they have. They're making that much. Self-proclaimed high lay count guys making 250,000 a month. ABCs, who knows? Huifeng canceled Casanova was making $600,000 for these world tour things that they got in trouble with the law. They're making that much money from them, which is ridiculous. So the amount of money they make is crazy. It's like $10,000 for boot camp for a head. But then they bring a bunch of them into a group. They make so much money during this inflation that the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. They don't give a fuck about the poor people at all. And the rich people they pay for all the boot camps. It's going to completely funded by all the boot camps out there. That's right. All the boot camps, all the money has been for these platform scammers for the last 2 years. They've been making money hands over fist with false authority. Even though I got more students laid than they do, it doesn't matter. It feels like there's a glass ceiling. No matter how many students I get laid, it gets ignored because you guys' attention and delusions are put towards these platform scammers. That's right. So despite them making a fortune, while the working class and those who needs real results the most are often ignored by these so-called experts. It's like, oh, you have no money, here's some more fake free advice. It's just like the far left legacy media, the fake news, CNN and MSNBC. They'll give them the narrative with their fake news and they'll buy into everything, but they can't afford anything. I work with the everyday person, just like Donald Trump, the ones who are feeling the sting of the losing effect, the ones who are dismissed by flashy marketing machines, while these popular dating coaches uses status, looks, or race to sell a dream. I focus on turning these losers into winners by helping them achieve real results. Just like Donald Trump has won most of the popular vote and also the electoral votes. He's got the most when you count, just like I have the most late testimonials. But it hasn't been easy when you're struggling and it's easy to feel dismissed, especially when you listen to all these other platform scammers. And that's the problem. It's like, John, I listen to you, but I also listen to all these other coaches with 1 or 0 late testimonials. And they'll go back uphill afterwards, the next few years. Then they have a great economy. But the first year is going to crash a little bit to the previous economy. Next year is going to be rescued. Then next year is even better than the year afterwards. So having said that, as you feel dismissed by the far left, by the other dating coaches, and you listen to them, just like you have listened to CNN News by accident, MSNBC, and then you got brainwashed. It's very easy to get brainwashed. Still 16 people, right? Let me write. Okay. It's ridiculous. Where the fuck are you? On YouTube live now, right? You poor far left snowflake cunt, right? Kamala Harris voters. All right. Don't mind that. I just had to get that point across because people were not understanding it. 16 people, that's it. I see the title change or something. What is the title here? Why Trump's victory reviews about. How come it doesn't change? I'm pretty sure I changed the title to something else. What the fuck? I thought I changed the title to something else. Is this title like people don't like Trump that much? Why Trump victory reviews about far left dating coaches. What was the original title? Let me try that again. Okay. How popular dating coaches left with fake authority. Yeah, let's try that one again. Let me change it right now. All right. Let's just go back to the second point. Okay. So the second exposed cult secret is worshipping sheeps, right? So what I was saying was that the far left Democrats promoted policies that led to skyrocketing inflation. I talked about the economic strain and flashy press releases like ABCs of low self-esteem. I talk about the winner and loser effect. The more people that wins, the more testosterone they get. The more they lose, the more they find it harder. Is not different than other dating coaches. Those with money, like engineers, crazy rich Asians, as I said, they can afford expensive boot camps throwing cash at popular dating coaches that fail to deliver. And the irony is these dating coaches end up with 1 or 0 Daygame testimonials in 2024, despite making a fortune. Yes, that's right. Some of them are making 6 figures a month. That's how fucking delusional people are. Meanwhile, the working class that needs it the most, my audience, level 1 people, level 2, they're struggling and I still get them laid. These popular coaches, they use their looks because they're usually better looking than me. Look at the other Asian dating coaches. They use their looks. They also have huge muscles. I don't have any muscles. Well, I'm a little bit more muscular now. I'm not on steroids, but at least I'm a little bit more fit. However, saying that, they use their looks, their height, their muscles, and people automatically trust them. This is called the halo effect. So the halo effect suggests that. See, where the fuck am I? Okay. I'm kind of lost where I'm supposed to be in terms of the reading a script. I kind of had to look for a title. So basically, okay, we'll just freestyle, right? Who gives a shit? I don't need a fucking script. I'm not Kamala Harris. Let's just freestyle completely. So basically, what I'm saying is that these tall, good-looking Asian dating coaches, or they have muscles, or other UFO, they're white, they must be good. The halo effect basically means you take one trait. Oh, he's tall, he has muscles, or he's white and he's good-looking. One trait. Now you have 10 bad traits about them. Working with Dan Brazilian, the system only gets 3 out of 10 looking women for their students. Not everyone gets results. You have all these like 10 bad traits, but now they're all flipped over and considered good because of the halo effect. That's right. Because of the halo effect. The halo effect has brainwashed people, just like the far left Democrats. That's their halo effect. That their wokeism is kind of similar, where they claim authority and they don't have authority, yet they still act like they're the best. Even other coaches, when they have 0 or 1 late Daygame late testimonials. That's it. It's ridiculous. So what I'm trying to say is that, let's see. Am I even in the right section? No, I'm in the complete wrong section. Sorry about that. So, as I'm saying, this brings us to the winner and loser effect again. In the economic strain of those who already are winning tends to win more, and those who are struggling will lose more. And the engineers can afford expensive boot camps, throwing their cash at popular dating coaches who promise success but fails to deliver results. And the irony is that these coaches often end up with just 1 or 0 Daygame lay testimonials in 2024, despite making a fortune. While the working class, those who needs real results the most, are often ignored by these so-called experts. I work with the everyday person, the ones that are feeling the sting of losing, you know, the loser effect. The ones dismissed by flashy marketing machine with these popular coaches, right? That uses status, looks, and race to sell a dream. I focus on turning losers into winners by helping them achieve real results. But it hasn't been easy when you're already struggling for you guys and you feel dismissed, just like Donald Trump's audience, just like my audience, as if your goals don't matter in dating, especially when you've been bombarded by marketing that has prioritized appearance over results. In both politics and dating, the winner and loser effect is hard at work. The wealthier gets wealthier, like ABC's students, who are basically 40-year-old Asian engineers or Indian engineers going to UFO, the money or these expensive programs. And the losers already struggling financially with low self-esteem have to listen to the far left brainwashing of these other global platform scammers in their massive networks. This is where they worship or follow these influencers. Now they're listening to their advice and listening to mine while I'm giving them a healthy tree to grow or healthy plant, and they're putting weeds all over their gardens because they only have 1 Daygame late testimonial. That's the problem. They become more vulnerable and they're latching onto the message that offers an escape, like the constant stress of self-doubt. The mainstream media like CNN and MSNBC and the popular dating coaches both exploit this. They manipulate followers to trust their words over real evidence, keeping people in a cycle of dependency and delusions over their brainwashing, just like the far left. They brainwashed everybody with their democratic talking points. That's right, they brainwashed everybody. So let's see here how many people here. Don't tell me it's still the same 16 people. That'll be disappointing. Okay, fine. I guess no more YouTube lives in the future. If you guys don't want to show up, right? No more YouTube lives in the future. Okay, fine. You don't want to show up? No more YouTube lives then. Your privileges are revoked. Okay, fine. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to listen to me? You don't want to show up? You're getting offended? This is exactly why you need to listen to this. For those of you who are feeling the impact of this losing effect, it's easy to fail for these. It's easy to fall for these false authorities. Okay, every time I zoom this in, right, I lose my spot. It just doesn't. Okay, this one's talking about junk food. Stupid. All right, let me just try to find my spot. Any questions so far? What do you think about the elections? So for those feeling the impact of the losing effect, it's easy to fall for these false authorities. They make big promises, but they deliver very little. You can't listen to people that have 0 or 1 Daygame lay testimonials filling your garden in your brain full of weeds. You can't do that. So When your cortisol is high and your confidence is low, they convince you their audiences that buy into their system will bring success. They're boot camps, they're bench hold camps, but without any real testimonials to back it up. It's just another false promise. Meanwhile, I stand here with over 650 laid and poll testimonials, transforming lives even in the midst of the 2024 and 2023 inflation downturn. And that inflation in the far left is spinning at as great jobs report, the greatest economy. Nobody feels it. But because these worships or worshippers are conditioned to follow the louder voices, they ignore the real student results that I show in favor of the illusions crafted by those who lack substance. In this world of fake news, like fake news CNN, right? And MSNBC and all these other people that tell people, oh no, Trump's going to lose, right? When they tell you that boot camps are the only solution or their methods work, the winner and loser effect makes it harder than ever. The winners will win more. The wealthy will continue to spend on boot camps. And the working class, who needs the support for dating, they often fall for the marketing that is popular but lacks any proof. Authority cannot overcome proof. I'm here to break that cycle, to help those experiencing the losing effect turn into winners with real life changing results. Because as long as these worshippers exist, both the media outlets and popular dating coaches will continue to thrive on empty promises at the expense of those people that needs genuine transformations. So still one person there. I just feel like I just want to stop this stream right now. And just seriously, like, it's really disappointing. Maybe I'll change the title again. So I'm going to change the title again. Fake authority exposed in popular dating coaches. Like fake news CNN. So hopefully that catches people's attention. Maybe they don't want to hear about politics right now. But that means we can go to the next testimonial then. So let's open up the all right. Let me open up my Google Drive. I know this is not supposed to be shared, but if you guys want to see the newest late testimonials, let's see, where is it? Recent. All right. This is the most recent late testimonial. He banged a blonde chick. This one happened in right now it's November. I think it happened October, or was it November? I'm not sure. But let's hear it. All right. Are you ready for it? This one has never been released before. So I'm gonna post at least a thumbnail for the YouTube. Let's hear it.
Today's October 30th, 2024.
October 30th. Okay, so this is like pretty recent. I get students laid month after month, year after year.
Recording this video testimony for recently. Same day, right? Young Spanish woman traveling to Britain. I met them in the guest house we stayed at. We spent some time talking, and then they went out to eat. And I saw her later in the evening and offered her to spend some time with me if she was not going to bed. She agreed, and she joined me in my room. And the rest is history. So, wanted to share with anyone listening to this that these testimonials that we do for John might be very hard to believe.
What's up, John? Best Daygame coach. Hey, best Daygame coach. What's up back?
And the reality is, it's all very possible. And It takes some work from you, but once you put in the work, you'll see that these results are possible for you too. So I want to encourage whoever's listening to stop coming up with excuses and stop procrastinating on something that you truly care about for yourself and your life. Take action and you won't regret it. I promise.
All right. So basically, that was his other testimonial. Let's look at other things, right? For example, the lay pick. Let's look at I posted somewhere on the community section. So let's take a picture, or let's take a look at the picture. So who was the Latina? He banged a really pretty Latina. She's almost like, she has a very pretty face right here. You see that? Don't worry, it's censored. She has clothing. It's not, this camera is really hard to pick up some of these details. They cover the light a little bit. There it is. So for this Latina, he banged her recently, October 29th. So he wrote same day lay, Daygame, Spanish 25. So the first one was a 25, German. The second one was another 25. Okay. She and her friend were in the room opposite of mine. When we met in the hallway, I started a conversation with them, talked for 30 minutes or so. So that's pretty quick. Then went out to eat dinner. I didn't join. When they came back, I asked if she was going to bed. She said she was not tired, but wasn't. So I pointed my room, offered her to hang sometime. She did say, sure, come in, and had a lot of objections looping for a while, but I handled it. And yeah, the rest of it, just like, the rest of it, he just closed her. And that's the lay pick over there. So he used the arrow science, but he hasn't texted me in a long time. This Kamala Harris, he voted for Kamala Harris, the far left. Most of the people are my students, very few, like 2 or 3 of them. One of them became a Donald Trump supporter at the very end, a black student. They're always triggered, they're always emotional. He got angry at me for being tough on him with tough love. Just like right now, I did the same thing. Hopefully he does not fucking stop. Because he benchoed it. He got offended so hard, he disappeared for like 5 months. So he texted me for elite access. I told him how to get laid. Now his ego goes up, his self-esteem goes down, and he cannot listen to a single instructions. I tell him to finish the inner circle video called the arrow science, because now he's just dry pulling women home. The 650th lay, actually, the most recent one, is a dry pull. He's just maneuvering women now. He no longer has the skills. It's not a numbers game. He needs to have the skills. He did use tactics that time because he already pulled her back home. He needed to close. But in order to get this to work properly, you need training. He needs to retrain it and not be a low self-esteem zombie, which is number 1, delusions up here. Number 2, half-assing things. You're totally half-assing things. Number 3, the wrong path to sociopath. When he says, oh, I'm going to diagnose myself. I think this is the issue. You don't know shit. And number 4, quitting or just fucking stonewalling. These snowflakes with Stonewall, these Kamala Harris supporters. I have very few Kamala Harris supporters as my students. Very few. Most of them are Donald Trump supporters. The more like aggressive alpha males for my students. We rarely get these wokies. But it's not to criticize him. It's just that when you're listening to this, you got to get back in the game, get your head back in the game, and get some self-esteem. All right, so let's talk about the third thing. The third exposed cult brainwashing secret is that the more popular these platform scammers are, the less laid testimonials that they need because they have more authority. That's right. The third exposed cult brainwashing tactic is all about the numbers. The more subscribers, the more brainwashed sheeps. That's right. You're like, but John, they have a bigger subscriber count than you do. So what? So if 650 laid in poll testimonials, yet I only have 1,200 something subscribers, it's almost like my students' lay count in polling is higher subscribers. That means the conversion rate is fucking crazy good. Do the fuck. If they have like 50,000 or they have 100,000 or 300,000 subscribers and they have like 3 late testimonials, like Todd V, do the math. Or mystery method. All these people are platform scammers. When you do the mathematics, because I talk about some real shit here, real talk, give a thumbs up, push it through the algorithm if you like the real talk here. I talk about real things. I show proof of my student results. They don't show anything. And when they start bragging how their students are banging models, they look like 7 out of 10 garbage, like trash, completely busted faces. Seriously. So therefore, the more subscribers they have, the more brainwashed sheeps. These platform dating coaches are just like the legacy media, the far left news network like CNN, fake news, and MSNBC, pushing their narrative and creating a false sense of authority. They rely on numbers and popularity, not on real results. I don't know how it's legally possible that these other dating coaches only has 1 or 0 late testimonials in 2024, but they're selling boot camps. Shouldn't this be illegal? Shouldn't it be investigated? How? I get it, there's inflation and it's harder, but why is it not affecting my students? They're getting laid month after month, year after year. Why is it easier for my students and harder for them? Because they focus on drills, not tactics. Social skills drills, social calibration drills, emotional control drills by compressing it to 21 days or less. If you stretch it out and just play with tactics, it doesn't work. And most of the secret behind their boot camps, the reason why they don't have a lot of late testimonials, they're like, oh, it's so great. Like United States, they have the best student results. Well, I just posted one with over 30 something student results and I showed the lay pics and everything. I have more than them. It's actually going to be more than 30 something. If we count this student over here who's United States and is traveling, if I mention him, we can add another 14 more lays. But if we're just talking purely about the United States, there's like 30 students or something, 30 something. What do they have? Like 4 or 5? Who gives a fuck? I could do this without a boot camp, which is more impressive. They start claiming, oh yeah, they only went there for a short time. Well, I've never been there teaching fucking boot camps. You've all been brainwashed. So popularity does not mean results because they have 0 results. They're posting 2021 stuff. You know, it's like the line, fake it till you make it, except they don't ever truly make it. They have more followers who are blindly trusting their image, never asking for real proof in 2024 and 2023 for student results. I'm more like Fox News in this scenario, or I'm like Donald Trump. I tell people the hard truths. Like Donald Trump, who faced relentless opposition, yet emerged with a clear victory. Just like when they're flagging all of my community posts, because they know they can't beat me, so they try to sabotage all of the social medias, Facebook, podcasts. They try to flag everything because they're jealous. I've been upfront about the real challenges and strategies that work. And while others have doubted, I've already won, just like Donald Trump has won. 650 laden poll testimonials, but it means nothing to you when you're brainwashed and saying, well, they have more authority. Their authority overrides your testimonials. It's like they have 90% authority and only like 1 late testimonial or 0, but it doesn't matter because their authority is higher than yours. Well, how did they get authority? They never earned authority. What do you think of a dating coach not caring about proof from infields? What do you mean? Like, in what regard are you trying to say? What proof are you talking about? I don't see any proof from infields. Are you talking about student infields or the coaches infields? If you're talking about student infields, well, first of all, let's talk about why is not proof. Do you know what the word proof means? Proof means beyond a shadow of a doubt. In court, proof is a smoking gun. So when you look at my students' proof, they don't have the infield, but they have the lay pick. So for example, This student over here, you can see the picture of him banging another woman right here. And he showed the proof, right? The coach infield. All right. So when we're talking about the coach infield, I do have infield. So what's the problem? And also, let me debunk the other dating coaches infields. Let's start talking about white dating coaches infields. All right. Here's the big secret of infields: is all deceptive. Whenever you see someone like Coach Kyle, or you see like Todd V, or you see self-proclaimed high leg count guy, okay? Let's just talk about 3 popular coaches that are white. Did you ever see them bring a woman back home and have sex with her for legend glory? The answer is no. You only see them go to a cap and they cut off the infield. So how is the infield a proof? Look at Simple Pickup. The only infields they ever had was phone number closes. Look at Chris or other people. Nope, they only go in the cab and that's it. So tell me, where's the proof that you're talking about? You say, well, some other coaches, they bring the woman home, they escalate her in the bedroom. But you always see a big bottle. So yeah, no, you haven't seen a single proof. That means there is no proof. It's what they call white plausibility. So therefore, white people cannot same day lay. When you saw my student over here, right? Do you remember that? You listened to the testimonials. He fucking same day lay. That Latina, he same day lays the other one. They can same day lay. And this is proof that the other coaches don't have. Here you can see him fucking the woman. I covered, obviously. I censored the rest, so you can't see her here. You can see in my testimonial page. You can also see how good looking my other students, women they bang are. This Latina is fucking smoking hot. All my students thought she was really pretty. She's a fitness, influencer or something like that. You can see the proof here. You see that? You can see the proof here. This one's censored. Don't worry about this one. But you can see the German woman. She's wearing clothing here. She's on the bed. My students actually have proof. Proof is beyond a shadow of a doubt. Does that make sense? Thank you for the likes finally. Proof is beyond a shadow of a doubt, which means for proof, you cannot dispute this. You have to use the court test. Because if other people says, well, look at Coach Kyle or self-proclaimed high leg count guy infield, they go to a cab, right? That's not proof in the court. I'm not saying this will go to court in this regard, but I'm just saying this is called a concept called a court test. Something like this, right? With the student's name, their PayPal invoice, their WhatsApp conversation. This passes the court test. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, they fucked this woman. Does that make sense? So my student, not just the student infields from other coaches, you don't see if they use alcohol. In other student infields for other dating coaches in their boot camps. This is how they do it. I'm going to tell you the big secret, okay? Ready to listen to the secret? Give a thumbs up for a secret. The big secret is that, number one, on the sales call, before they join the boot camp, they will ask the person, okay? Hey, after the boot camp, do you want to celebrate? Sorry, this chair is kind of broken a little bit. I have to replace it. I just cannot move it out of the room. It's too big for the sofa. It kind of caved in a little bit. But they'll ask the student, do you want to celebrate with alcohol after the boot camp? The student says yes. Let's say they're Indian, for example, the student, because they don't have guilt. So they don't know any better. So they grab a bottle of Jack Daniels and whatever, celebrate. Number two, on the boot camp, they'll use in-ear coaching. They'll tell the student, what to say. And when they pull the woman back home, they teach the student, use the alcohol. Escalate her heart before the level of grape. They call this bedroom escalation, but my students do not escalate women. They already use the arrow science, maneuver, sexualizing it to the maximum, objections looping. Exactly what happened with that Latina. He dealt with the objections. She opens her legs. We don't need alcohol in the system. Does that make sense? So for their infields, that's not proof. That's called evidence. When they make a claim that they're banging another model, the student banging a model, everyone's a model. But when you look at their testimonial page, there's no proof of a model. You only see the ugliest, busted, trash woman in the world. There's not a single student that has banged anyone above it a 7 out of 10. Maybe 7.4 the most. My students are banging 10s for the 55-year-old. They're banging 9 out of 10s. Most of the students this year, a majority of them have banged 9 out of 10s. This Jewish white student finally banged his first 8 out of 10. And the Latina is quite pretty too. She's around 8, 7.9, but really pretty. And the other students are banging 18-year-olds that are, 9 out of 10. And I have proof. So the difference is there's proof. There's no proof for white dating coaches. If they all go to a cab, right? You have a minute. So there's no proof. The whole industry is just bullshit. And if a coach shows proof that they pulled a woman home, one coach showed that. He's from Latvia, a white guy, and he got like a rape charge. So he done it, but he got a rape charge in the United States. He's been sitting in jail. Now he's out. Another person, for example, every single time you poll, I always ask the students or people in general, did you ever see a big bottle of champagne next to their bed? And they're like, yeah, every single time. They depend on alcohol if they pull a woman home on the bed and escalate her. They always have a big bottle of champagne because they cannot play the game without it. Their game does not work, so they have to brute force it. That's the only proof that there is, but that is proof. But that's evidence of alcohol. That's not game. That's not consent. Because if she's drunk, how could she possibly consent? Does that make sense? How could a drunk woman consent? Is that game? That's called absolutely like sociopathic mindset. Win at all cost mentality, which is the 10 traits of a sociopath, without guilt and remorse and delusional. Their game does not work. That's why their Daygame courses does not work. So everyone has to go to a boot camp, a bench hold camp. And when they go to the boot camp and they're stuck, then they tell them to use the alcohol because of that. Does that make sense? So I've shown proof of the same day lay. White dating coaches have not. Other Asian dating coaches have not. So the whole industry has no proof. I've shown proof. Few people have shown proof with alcohol. One person got a rape charge, but nobody else has proof. There's probably only 3 people with any proof in the whole industry. I'm one of them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So all these infields that you've been seeing during the inflation is zero proof. Just evidence. They don't even fucking pull the woman home. They go to a cab or nothing happens. But because they have infields, it's proof to you. I hope that answers your question. The fake news media, the far left, these platform scammers have no proof. Look at UMP, for example. Their only proof is that during a nighttime Las Vegas time, they pull an ugly fucking busted chick, 2 of them, 2 coaches that are good looking, pull 2 ugly busted chicks. They go inside a car, and that's their infield. And somehow they get authority. How is that proof? Because they're lying. They're lying. You're like, oh, Brad Ass Kiss, for example, he has proof of pulling. Yeah, he does. But how do you know he fucked them? Because I met him before. And I asked him how many lays he got so far. He said, oh, I got 2 lays already in front of my student or something like that. And all of a sudden, with Tinder, everything is like up to 4 lays. It's like, well, wait a minute. You said 2, right? From Tinder or whatever. Now you have 4. He tells his audience one thing and he does the opposite. So I knew he was full of shit. All his polls so far are just dry polls. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just saying there's no proof. White dating coaches, this is as much proof as they can show. White dating coaches are incapable of proof. And the reason why this Jewish white student keeps getting laid over and over, a same day lay, is because he is not white. He's half Jew. He's a Jew. He's not white. His smartness from the half Jewish skill set. Jewish people are smart. He had a very smart job. If he was full white, my students are white, can same day lay. But no other dating coach who is white can same day lay because they listen to Mystery Method. So does that answer your question, Legend Glory? They have zero proof for all white dating coaches. Zero. They're all fucking scammers. There's no proof. There's just a cab going inside a cab. So that answers your question. The whole industry is all a bunch of scammers without social skills. I teach my students social skills, social calibrations. They don't know what I'm talking about. They think I'm crazy. Just like they think Donald Trump is crazy. Oh, we're both crazy, but they vote for us because we have the most students late. They get all the authority. So yeah, having a bottle of wine near a wall bed is great because they depend on alcohol. Okay, that's a good question. No, it's not great. But let me ask you a question. If a woman is really drunk, right? Is it really consent? Is she really saying yes because they have good game without the alcohol? And they're not just like they're not actually having a thing on the bed in their infields. They're actually drinking the alcohol. It's not just on the bed. There's a big bottle. They crack it. They both drink it together. Him and the woman, and then do that. So yes or no? Is that consent? You know, in night game, it's fine to use alcohol. They expect to use alcohol, but in day game, isn't that a crutch? The word's a crutch. Like they drink the alcohol. They literally have the bottle there and they drink it. So that means that their game depends on alcohol. They depend on her being intoxicated. Is that consent for day game? I don't think it's consent. But you might say, well, alcohol is not so bad. That's a good argument, right? It's just alcohol. Maybe a little bit of liquid courage can help loosen the situation, right? When you don't have empathy and guilt. But here's the problem with the system. It's not the alcohol that's the bad thing. It's like multiple pieces that makes it bad. Number one, the alcohol makes her intoxicated. Number two is the heavy bedroom escalation. You're like, what are you talking about? In their theory, they have to escalate her super hard. It's almost like a jiu-jitsu match. They have to pin her down when she's drunk. Let me ask you a question, Legend Glory. Do you think they can pin her down if she's sober and she is not drinking alcohol? Can they pin her down and try to escalate her, take off her clothes? No, it's impossible because she's going to kick him out of the bed and say, I got to leave. So they use the alcohol as a crutch. Why do you think they have so few boot camp clips? No, okay, don't use alcohol. Most of the Indians, for my students, are always like alcohol. They believe that for my Indian students, they always grab onto the alcohol like native Indians. I say, no, stop using alcohol. It's banned from my coaching. They got to grab on the fucking bottle of alcohol because they believe that if the woman does not have alcohol, she's going to hear his Indian accent. And when like when they have an Indian accent, right? They're like, oh my God, right? White women would not like me because the accent, right? Am I still here? Okay. You guys can see me, camera. I just wrote camera shut off for a second. Okay. Okay, good. I'm still here. So does that make sense? So the alcohol in the heavy bedroom escalation is wrong because first of all, she's too drunk to defend herself. She should have a right to choose yes or no. By her being super drunk and you're escalating super hard, even if she's like a slightly bit drunk, she's because if she's very timid, she's just gonna submit and just say, let's get it over with. It becomes like grape. She's like, whatever, just get it over with, right? Because the guy's big, muscular, and they're escalating super hard. And she says, why not? And she'll tell herself bullshit, like, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad because they're using romantic flirts. Because they're using romantic flirts. Yeah, maybe it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, friend. And then this is called Stockholm syndrome. As soon as she has sex, right? Then she feels bad about it. But because she feels like a hostage situation, which is called Stockholm syndrome, whenever people get in a hostage situation, right? And they want to survive. What they do is they submit to the captor. Stockholm syndrome. They be nice to the captor and they be loyal to the captor as a survival mechanism. That is their game styles as Stockholm syndrome, alcohol, heavy bedroom escalation. But there are other dating coaches in Toronto. I forgot his name, Demo or Venmo or something like that. He got a rape charge, 2 rape charges in Toronto for heavy bedroom escalation with alcohol. Does that make sense? Yes, I hear it. Okay, good. So does that make sense, guys? Demo, whatever. I don't know his name, but this guy has 2 rape charges in Toronto for not getting consent. Since he did not get consent, he still escalated too hard. This is why my students, instead of alcohol, they sexualize it to the maximum so they can deal with the sexual objections. So they get the consent and she opens her legs. They flirt in between. They don't use romantic flirts. But they can lie without you doing wrong in the first place. Well, that's why he tried to record it, but that's why she gave the rape charge, because she found out that, she was in a video and then she just felt bad. But that's not the point. Yes, women can give you a fake rape charge, but has any of my students ever received a fake rape charge following my advice? Zero. I have 650 lay poll testimonials. Students, zero rape charges. Because social skills, social calibrations, emotional is what gets her. Remember, looks is out of 10. Money's out of 5. Status or ethnicity scale is out of 10. Social skills, 2.5. Social calibrations, 2.5. Emotional control, 2.5. Game, 2.5. If you get 20 points out of 35, 20 out of 35, she opens her legs. The only game that you need is to flirt when she talks more, maneuver her back home, or venue changes back home, sexualize it to the maximum at some point, backfill with flirts, deal with only the sexual objection. She opens her legs. Consent is achieved because not only did you game her left brain ethically with skills, you game her right brain. So that way, her left logical brain is the objection, and her right brain is the emotions. My students can overcome the logical left brain and the right brain. That's why there's no lay testimonials, because these guys cannot overcome the left brain, especially during the inflation when she's in survival mode. Get it? When she's in survival mode, she's always thinking with the left brain logically giving objections. Most people cannot survive it outside of my system. So therefore, I'm the only one getting all the lay testimonials, because even for the last student, he was dealing with the objections and he closed the Latina. If you guys heard earlier in the testimonials. Therefore, it's very important that you guys really understand how game really works. You need to seduce the left brain and the right brain, not at the same time. When you seduce the left brain, you go back to the right brain. But what happens with alcohol? Let me ask you a question. When there's a big bottle of champagne, or they're using Pepsi, and they're also using Jack Daniels, and they're trying to get her drunk faster that way, and that's their tactic, what are they trying to affect? They're trying to affect her left brain, her objections. Now she cannot consent because it's almost like they spiked the left brain. Now they're escalating super hard. When they escalate super hard, she's not going to resist if she's timid. Unless she's really emotionally strong, then she'll push the guy off, but she's too drunk to do it. But then she backward rationalized in her left brain afterwards, maybe she wanted it. She doesn't know. Same with Andrew Tate. It's the same thing when he strangles women and rapes them. She says, maybe she wants it. Women will backward rationalize. They're not emotional. Like, they're emotional, but they're not logical. They will backward rationalize anything. Does that make sense? So if you have alcohol, it affects their senses. So therefore, if that's the case with the infields, and that's their proof, and there's always 99% alcohol, they have never consensually ever got laid with just skills alone. Because if you took away the alcohol crutch, right? Does that make sense, guys? If it's not in their Daygame products, and it's only in their boot camps, the alcohol crutch, that means people will need to get stuck in their Daygame product, which is all a fraud. This evidence of the students polling, evidence, not proof. And then when they finally show proof, they only have like two or three screenshots of lay pics from the students. There's zero proof, actually. They would have had their testimonial page from the boot camp, all full of the proof. They have like 3 proof, like ugly busted chicks. Only 3 of their faces are shown. The ugliest looking women that are models. So they're lying scumbags. They're using alcohol to bypass everything. They can't do it without alcohol. They have, like, they talk about how good their game is. Their game fucking sucks dick. How you know to give up on same day lay? Certain number. It's not that. It's not that. My student contacted me how to close this woman for a same day lay, and he asked me on WhatsApp for elite access. He still closed her. Anyone can be closed with the arrow of science. When you maneuver her and you flirt when she talks more, you have the perfect 45-degree body language, builds attraction gradually. And you also have the emotional control. You're relaxed. Taking ashwagandha, relaxed. and whitewash tonality. And then the only game is maneuver, sexualize it to the maximum, objections looping. It's automatic close. That means you know that every single time that whenever she's off the line, she starts giving you attitude, you tease. It's like a right cross, like boxing. Boom. Makes sense? But you always back to the jab, the social skills flow drill, the triangle, 3 steps. Boxing's always jab. And if you flirt, it's like a hook punch. And back to a jab. Hook punch is a flirt. Get it? Uppercut's a touch. You don't have to touch as much. But hook, right? Right cross, you always keep her on the line. So therefore, she's never off the line. Just like sales, like Jordan Belfort, on the line, off the line. So that means she cannot get off the line. It's like Mayweather Jr. has 50 wins and 0 losses. He has the elite 30, 45 degrees. Nobody can hit him. He has his boxing stance like this, and then he's like down here like this. He's always slipping by all the punches. Mayweather Jr. So that's elite 30. That's the social calibrations. And also his right cross is the tease, and the jab is the social skills flow. He never loses because he adapts to his opponent. It does make sense, right? This is a big golden nugget. That means there's never a numbers game. There was no numbers game. If there was a numbers game, then my students wouldn't get laid like this. Does that make sense? I think it's finally clicking with you. Like, shit. So you're saying, John, if your students are observable enough, they can keep her on the line. Every single time they can same day lay on the first approach. There is no numbers game because if she wants to leave, they just have to tease her at the right times if they know how. And when she talks too much, so it does not become platonic. Does that make sense? So if they're that observant and they're that skillful and they drill down the body language consistently, which builds constant attraction, and they also have the ashwagandha for the calmness, then in reality, they keep winning, they keep getting laid in 1 to 6 approaches. That means they have to get 20 out of 35. If they don't reach 20 out of 35, because skills equals value. Skills equal point. That means if you raise your social calibrations perfect, you get 2.5 points cashed in. It's not just LMS plus alcohol, and they call it game, just pulling and heavy bedroom emasculation and crutches. And their students do the same thing. That's why there's so few Daygame lay testimonials. They only have 2021 stuff, some old shit, old smelly, shit, old expired shit. So you're saying with your students, they have to drill down these skills, whitewash tonality, 45-degree body language, and somehow points. Their game just has to be good enough with the other skills that support her because it's the arrow science. Maneuver, sexualized, objections, looping is like a triangle. But the arrowhead behind the triangle is the social skills, social calibrations, emotional control. You're like, shit. So you're saying that the arrowhead will not penetrate the target. But if they have enough skills over here and they have the whitewash fashion, they have all the stuff, the gold watch, like all the fashion, that in the V-shaped body, and now that becomes the arrow feather tip. Does that make sense on the back? Now that makes it easier to penetrate. If you take that away, you can do it, but it's easier to have all these pieces together. So there's an arrow science. And if you guys cannot manage your money properly, you think you can aim the arrow? You think you can focus and try to know when to tease and when to flirt? You can't. Now you miss. That's why people, during the inflation, the far left, brainwashing them or the other global network platform scammer dating coaches, when they gaslight you, they're just filling your brain with garbage. It doesn't work. They don't know what they're talking about. I could not get late testimonials month after month, year after year. If there is a numbers game, there's no numbers game. It's a game of points. It's statistical. It's mathematical. But isn't it Daygame like a numbers game? Is emotional? There's no numbers game. So, first of all, don't use alcohol. In my coaching, it's completely banned. No students are allowed to use alcohol. Even if the Indians, not like native Indians, but the Indians, bench-old Indians, they can't stop grabbing the alcohol. And it's like, no, you do that fucking next time. No, but I have to, John. I need the alcohol. My accent. Shut the fuck up. Don't use alcohol. Now you gotta learn real game. So if you can't close without alcohol, you have no fucking skills. So it's only a numbers game when you have no. Exactly. Legend Glory gets it. He's the only one of the few people who gets it. How the fuck does this Jewish white student have 15 lays? Yes, I go on document 14, but how does he get 15 lays? There's some kind of skills there. He's no longer practicing his skills right now. He's too lazy. His ego went up after the last lay, and this has been like 5 months or something. Like July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, it's about 4 months, right? 4 months ago. He didn't contact me until 4 months later on when he pulled that Latina home, two of them. He wanted to have a threesome, and I told him what to do, but he only closed one. Then he fucking bench holded. His ego went up. His self-esteem went down. Sees all science. Delusional, number one. Half-assing. He doesn't want to practice drills. The wrong path to sociopath. Oh, I'll diagnose myself. I yelled at him. And then lastly, they quit. After I yell at him, he's probably going to quit again for another 4 months. Because these Kamala Harris snowflakes. So it's like I said, Legend Glory is right. If you can stack the points by drilling it down, the woman automatically sees it in her subconscious brain. She calculates that. She knows right away. That's why the students can bang like 20-year-olds and 9 out of 10s and 10 out of 10s because it's not a numbers game. Other dating coaches, they get like 7 out of 10 for their students. They're busted trash with alcohol. They always say they bang models, but just look at their testimonial page. If you don't believe me, look how ugly the women are. Nobody's above 7 out of 10. Nobody. Maybe 7.5 is the highest. The rest is 7.1, 6 point something. It's so ugly. They're busted butter faces. It's not the right focus. That has nothing to do with anything. You need to do the right skills. So when you look at all my student results, Latino, he gets laid with a Colombian. He's banging over here, but it's covered. Don't worry. The next one, you see this Jewish white student. He's not fully white. He's Jewish. He bangs a Latina fitness influencer. Then he bangs a Ukrainian down here, 8 out of 10. That was in July when he was still practicing his skills. He no longer practiced. That's why he had to use tactics. Don't use game tactics. You guys have seen that game tactics, push-pull tactics, romantic flirts. They have 0 late testimonials or 1 this year. It's all bullshit. Let's see another student late. We can just go down the list. Yeah, here's him banging a German chick in July when his skills are high. Don't worry, censored. Don't worry, she has underwear, but she's on the bed after sex. That's proof. There's not evidence. They have like 3 fucking lay pics. That's it. Censored. 3. They don't have any proof. It's all alcohol and just like bang busted trash. And they just keep calling a model. Okay, let me scroll down even further. Let me find some more of these things. I have a ton of student lay pics. Okay, so here's another one. This is when he told me before it all happened, when he pulled one woman or he closed one of them and could not close the other one. Let's see here. Here's another one. Oh, yeah. Chinese student, RSD victim, this guy. Okay. He got married with my coaching and he married in 2023. He has 15 lays. He only got 1 lay from RSD boot camp right before he met me in the Latin country. So there's not a numbers game. He got 15 lays in a row. 5 of them are white girls. He never fucked a white girl before from Daygame, from Code Approach. 5 of them are models, actually. I showed the pictures, so I'm not just bullshitting you. I have the proof. They have the evidence. Who cares about their boot camp documentaries with alcohol camps? And then he banged like 2 models in a row. He married one of the models. I mean, actresses. He banged 2 actresses in the movie. In the fucking trailer, too, using the arrow science. So I had taught you guys. And then here's another student, ABCs of attraction victim right here. Over here, you can see the white girl over here. It's proof right here. This was not a same day lay, but this is a second lay. ABCs of attraction stuff does not actually work. All the lays he got was using my coaching so far. And for him, this is a second white girl, a redhead. 2 of them are redheads for some reason. So Here's a white guy who's been just trained recently, but white people going direct would not get laid. But he finally did it my way. He pulled a woman home. This was in a Latin country, but who gives a shit? There are a lot of white guys without any skills. White guys are struggling. Here's the like. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get a screenshot of this one. Yeah, here's the thumbnail. Okay, he didn't get the lay pick this time because he hasn't been in my training for a long time. That's the 55-year-old bald white student, bald, ugly 3 out of 10 looking. He bangs like a 10 out of 10 Megan Fox looking blonde. There's no numbers game. 2 weeks. He'd been training the same drills. It wasn't game. He'd been playing game for a few years. He didn't get a single lay from Daygame. He went with another white dating coach after my Kaizen program. Before he banged a 21-year-old, 8.5 out of 10. And then he bangs another 25-year-old, really pretty. Some students say she's 8. Some people say she's 10. Then he bangs another woman who's like 6.4 in the face. Same level as other dating coaches, but nice body. But she's 21 years old. 21, 25, 21. Takes 2 years off my training or 3 years. Went to another white dating coaches, 0 lays from Daygame, 1 from Tinder. Comes back here, gets a fucking hand job the first week. The second week, he already fucking lays, same day lay with a 10 out of 10 Megan Fox looking woman. There's no numbers game. You remember Marco, right? The Latino guy? He's always in the YouTube chat. Over here, in 1 month, he bangs another black chick. Okay. There's a German guy again, the 10 out of 10. And over here, he bangs another one. So he also, the old man, pulls another woman home. This one was not closed. This is a dry pull. This half white, half Asian woman, very pretty. You can see it. Yeah, she's extremely pretty though, but nothing happened that one. So it does happen. Here's the black student. Don't worry, it's censored. This is not fully new. That's the black woman. That's his testimonial. I didn't post it because people didn't care. Lots of white girls. Yeah. Like, there's no limitation to their abilities when they're trained under Johnny Elite. And they always show proof. Here's another Asian guy before who didn't even need to be in a fucking boot camp. He bangs a fitness model over here in the fucking public bathroom in Vancouver, where I'm from. See that? She's a fitness model. And that's like even before. It wasn't just like, oh, recent. And here's him banging a 21-year-old. Here's his testimonial here. He in Germany. This is not like Berlin, the easiest country in the world. This is a different part of Germany. He bangs a fucking 21-year-old. And she's an 8.5. He tells me she looks like a porn star or something. What the? That was the second week of Kaizen. Isn't that crazy? Let's play this testimonial.
Was a 21-year-old who was a 8.5 in books. In my book, with myself being a 3 on a good day.
Yeah.
Therefore,
look at him. He's so fucking ugly. He has a big belly. He's bald. He looks like a fucking ugly German. No offense, right? But his looks are complete Oberscheiße. Sorry, he taught me some German, so I know how to swear in German now. That means total shit. Oberscheiße. Right? And fick dich means fuck you. For all the other dating coaches. Fick dich. Fick dich. Motherfuckers. And they're a bunch of futz. Cunts. No, he's not tall. Guess what his height is? He's 5'7". He's Johnny Elite's height. Short. 5'7". 5'7". You're like, what the fuck? 5'7". 52 years old. 52. He's 55 now. There's another late testimonial. Recently.
I recommend you take the training with John if you want something real to happen in your dating life. And so far, you have not found the right person to do it. If a 52-year-old man can close a
Yeah, so basically, there's like more fucking testimonials from him. Let's continue. So, go back here. All right, here's the United States, okay? I just showed 30 more late testimonials. I fit as many as I can on a page. I have more than 30 something, but I didn't have enough time. I had to get this out there. When other dating coaches, they start bragging how good they are in the United States because they have like fucking 4 or 5 late testimonials, and you have like over 30 something. If we're talking about just Americans, it'll be like over 40 something, especially the ones who came to my boot camp from America. But I'm not counting those. These are just United States. The fuck? John's the world's best Daygame coach. There's the proof. Let's see here. You see, I can keep scrolling down. Here's another guy from the United States, right here. He got same-day late loss of virginity in the United States. And he's telling you it's not about stupid game tactics. He's telling you it's about skills. Let's hear what he has to say.
This is a video testimonial for John. Basically, my experience with this follow to Valentine, 30 secrets, strategies, formulas, and pass it over. If you name it, I probably watch some of the videos. And it's great, John, but all the coaches, he recognizes social issues that students, right? Because it's the natural, right? So he already has such visions. He's like,
there's no such thing as a natural as a dating coach. The naturals are the ones who mentor me. My Pakistani mentor and other people are naturals. There is no actual real naturals, authentic naturals as a dating coach. Natural is just basically a way of just using tactics, trying to sexualize it, then trying to be comfortable and then trying to make jokes and just repeating that, or just no strategy and just trying to calibrate to emotions, trying to be there's no real naturals. Or using red pill shit. There's no real naturals. Naturals they're not near the dating industry. They're underground. Most of the other dating coaches that were engineers before have Asperger's. Engineer Asperger's. So they're teaching other people. That's why the ABCs and Queefing canceled Casanova, who was pulling underage girls and stuff in parties in Colombia or Brazil. Brazil. They have no social skills. That's why they can't teach Daygame. They have nothing. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Or you start using alcohol in their fucking boot camps and teaches students to escalate hard. And they have like 3 fucking lay picks from their students. They have ugly chicks, busted chicks, and they claim they're the best with their narcissistic personality disorder, megalomaniac. They think they're the best. And when you beat all of them so badly, they start flagging your fucking content. That's why I was gone for a week. That's how jealous they are. Fraud.
Which might be yourself, girl, which doesn't work. But I was having difficulty approaching girls, and I had like word conversations. I don't have any on college campus, right? But a college campus is kind of a crush. It's more of a warm approach than it is cold. You're selected because you're students, right? A lot of conversational topics are just set up for you. For example, classes, studying, ongoing campus events. But I got late in less 30 approaches on the street, right? It's not a numbers, like this is all bullshit. It's not a numbers game, right? A little bit. You need to get a script.
30 approaches for a brand new newbie who never approached in his life before, using Elite 30 from hard case to hero. Elite 30, isn't that body language and social skills only? That's right. You see, skills equals value. It adds to your 20 out of 35. He's fucking same day lay. Wait a minute, John, you're saying everything that they've been teaching us are all lies and all fucking Asperger's and stupid, like pulling to a cab and alcohol? It's all, the whole Daygame industry is like frauds. Yeah, nice to have you here. So, oh yeah, last time I didn't really get the whole thing like of you talking, right? Do you want to, can I call you? This is one of my students. He's been in inner circle. He has seen everybody. So
So going out there, going like,
can I call you?
Right? There's a lot of question like Side. And
I'll call you after this.
to girl, you need this like you care. Like you need to correct facial expressions. You need to have body language, right? And your voice needs to not be freaking stuff. That's all I had for it. It's not freaking stuff. Right? It's wrong, right? He's but the girl that I was like, to, I coached her in phone call, right? I was like,
Okay, we get the point. I'm gonna call you right now then. So I can go on forever. Here's a student getting married, 15 lays, 5 models, 5 actresses. How many students get married? A lot of them. Here's the 11th lay. Now we're up to like 14. Jewish student. 5 lays in 5 days. Oh, I'll call you soon. I'm just gonna show them a little bit more. Oh yeah, here's the Latino student. The lay just before that was another Latina, not black woman. This was a month right before. Even lazy students can get laid like that. How much proof do you guys need? I'm the only option. The rest of the people are like far left, woke dating coaches with their fake news media. That's what I was trying to say for this whole video. And they've been brainwashing you all this time. They're exactly like Fox. No, no, not Fox News. I mean, they're like fake news CNN. They're like fake news. Here's a 5'4" student. He's actually engaged. He's supposed to get married by the end of this year. 5'4", guys. 5'4", engaged, bald, United States. When they brag about their United States students.
Hi, everybody. I signed up for John's courses, and he's been a crucial part of the success that I've had. I bought his playbook and his modules. The modules themselves have been very important in my understanding of the game. There are so many corrections, exercises, and examples in the module that it can take some time to learn all of them. But this is knowledge that you would have never known, and every one of them strengthened my game. I'm Indian, I'm 5'4", and I keep my head shaved because I'm balding. And yet, with John's help, I've had 2 lays and 9 total dates alone. One of those lays was a girl that I met out while actively gaming. From my genetics and my race, at one point I had thought that I would never get any serious success. But with information from the products from John, I've dated.
He wasn't born in the United States. He was born from a different country. No, no. I mean, he's Indian. He's Indian, brown skin. It doesn't add up. He's Indian.
Women that I thought would never go out with me. John has also contacted me out of the blue to give me tips on my online presence and my fashion, and that has helped me a lot. And it also proves to me that he genuinely cares about his clients. So I would recommend John as a coach to you if you're really serious about improving your dating life.
Yeah, but he's gonna get married. 5'4", Indian, bald, married. He's already found a partner. Let's see next one. Okay, I just finally cleaned up the community section. People did not like it because it's just full of. Oh, here's another late testimonial. Here's that same ABCs of low self-esteem student. Bangs a 20, like he bangs a redhead. So let's play it. Let's see if it can play over here. Give a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Algorithm.
Look, let's check it out. Understand that eating and watching was like white, black, and Hispanic person when it comes to dating. Well, obviously, next week, you might do find helpers and then develop and implement their social skills for the West, especially as it comes to dating. And to me, that was just about working for the hardest of hard things to resolve. We saw away from the woman involved off, and she was wondering how she was going to get home. She was sitting on the bench outside of a restaurant early evening, and I went to her and kind of sat down, and she flew down a lace in the woods. I'm making this to the side for a bit of this conversation. And then about 11 minutes in, she said she doesn't know how to get home. I know going along that thing like so. Told her she could follow me, but she has to promise that she isn't a crazy person. That's about it. She was telling me, oh my God, I haven't even known you for an hour and and so I really told me you to rescue from knowledge of my life. I need to my non-verbal mentality. Or that's true, you know, just to show, and it's telling me that, and for she, and so I need to communicate and people you might end up making out with some and then Russians are you go to the official Asian student.
So basically, yeah, the same other student too recently. So he came back to my coaching, got another lay. Let me see if I can move it back so you can see the lay pick. Right here. Okay, it's right over here. You see on the left, it's censored, so I'll be fine on the YouTube live. Over here, hopefully you can see it. There's a white girl. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's not easy to zoom right here. It's hard to see. Yeah, you can see her right there naked. So it's a redheaded white girl. So Asians can bang white girls in the United States easily. So, what are you guys talking about? Oh, it's hard. Yeah, it's really that hard. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. Especially when he bangs another white girl. Another redhead. It's like two of them. Oh yeah, here's a Latino student. He bangs this really smoking hot Latina. And this is third girlfriend right here. You can see the lay pick over here. Right here. None of this is bullshit. That's the pole. That's the lay. You see that? You can see her body here. Hopefully, she has a nice body and stuff. But he crashed her car by accident, and then they broke up. And then she left. But he was getting like a Ukrainian fuck buddy on the side when he has his girlfriend. So you're saying for all the students that get so much results? Well, what the fuck? Here's a fat 48-year-old student who got laid with my coaching. 48 years old. Here's his lay pick over here. Wait, so you're saying John's the only one with proof? I'm the only one with actual proof. So, oh, you mean how tall is the Latino student, right? That's the question. How tall is he? Same height as the old 55-year-old man, 5'7". You're like, what? These are not even above 5'9". Yeah, 5'7". How do you feel now? 5'4" is banging. 5'7", 5'7", 5'7". What the fuck? We'll hear one more before we call the other Latino student. Let's hear this old man speaking.
I talked to some girl. Started talking to her like that. I have like a material, and convinced them that I really know the best. He goes through in detail how to socially calibrate, how to basic skills, how to deal with action situation. I mean, honestly, there's so much detail. I took in, of course, there's much to it. Corey Name, D'Angelo, all the time in the white words.
So this is older stuff. He's 48 years old. So he's talking about the second generation. I was part of the first generation. I was in the mystery Ross Jeffries generation. I started daygaming in 2001. You're like, wait a minute. You start daygaming in 2021? That's bullshit, John. You look like a 2-year-old fucking Gen Z or some shit. Like you look like a 23-year-old Gen Z. No, motherfucker. I'm not saying I'm a boomer, but I'm just saying I don't physically age. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not 4 years old or something? You look like a Gen Z. Oh, I'm not. You see the white hairs everywhere. See? I just hide it better. I'm generation 1. 2001. Ross, 2003. Mystery, 2003. I'm actually before Ross Jeffries and Mystery. Yeah, they get authority. So when he talks about Corey Wayne, he talks about like Michael D'Angelo. I know all these people.
When everyone I was going over the competitions, I was out like this looks like I was pretty good. Sure enough, boy, the best section show up. And I was with him, picked up the job material, and great. So I was probably one seriously recommended. He is a hard ass.
I am a tough coach, just like the other new Jewish white students should not get triggered because I am a hard ass, as he says. You're like, what the fuck? Here's another student that's coming up soon. This is his 4th lay, I believe. And he got 5 lays in less than 1 to 6 approaches in Mexico, but he also got one in Toronto with a white girl in like 1 week or 2 weeks in the training. I think 2 weeks. I cannot show the lay pic. That's why I put smiley faces. They're banging like she's on top of him. So I got the lay pictures. If you want to see the lay pictures without the censorship, it's on my blog. You know where my blog is? I'll put a link to it. So that means my students always have the proof. The other coaches that claim they have so much proof, they have like 3 student lay picks censored. That's it. There is no proof. It's all lies. All lies. No proof. Zero proof. 3 proof. And basically only 3 women's faces, all like 7 out of 10. Alcohol maxing. It does not work. It's expired. Bullshit. So as we go down the list, let's see. Oh, here's another one of an Indian student making $235,000 a year now in Toronto, but he also got married with my training. So he took 3 months of proficiency. Let's see. Oh yeah, here's a person, impossible case. He lost his virginity and he's like super autistic. Let me see how to better picture. Obviously, I'm not gonna show too much pictures of her because he did not collect it because she's like 17 years old and he's 18 years, like he's 17 too. So they're in high school. But this is as much we can show on the outside. He pulled her and he fucked her. Due to his age, we cannot collect that kind of stuff. So here's the Latino fucking another Colombian chick in the United States. This is recent in 2024. He's married. He's actually married. And this is what he wrote to me. I forgot to mention, yes, the lay was 100% cold approach. I met her in a grocery store called Safeway. We have Safeways over here in Canada. I was buying water and she was walking forward me. We both locked eyes with each other, but then I stuck out my hand and said, "Excuse me, real quick, I have a question." Then she stopped and says, "Yes, what is it?" Then I said, "Excuse me, you look very familiar. Do you go XYZ college?" And the rest is history. I got her phone number. We arranged a date, banged. My wife found out. The student got married with my coaching. Found out about her, got jealous, but everything is okay. Yes, it was in 2024, true code approach. Lay, no crutches. He means no alcohol. So he knew what the crutches meant when we talk about alcohol. There's no alcohol policy with my coaching. We always emphasize no alcohol allowed. So let's see here. Here's another Asian person. And he over here, he banged a white girl in 3 approaches. He'd been practicing behind the campus for 1 month. See if you can see her. So I have all the lay pics. I have all the proof. This is not evidence, this is proof. Can you see it? Can you let the video play a little bit? But yeah, here's the lay pic. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, there it is. This person is a little bit taller. He's around like 5'10.5" or 5'11". Handsome looking guy, but he really sucked at Daygame. He only got like 1 lay before. Let's hear his story. We'll phone the Latino guy soon. Let's hear it. So he has a good height, good looking face, but he got 1 lay only. So you can see that just because you have good looks and you're tall as an Asian does not automatically mean you'll get laid. Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that fucked up? I wish I looked like this guy. This guy's super handsome. He's better looking than the other Asian dating coaches, but only 1 lay. He felt like he's cursed. He got 0 matches on Tinder. Super narcissistic, completely delusional, super Asperger's, but what the fuck? He on Tinder, he got some matches, but 0 dates. He thought he was cursed. But what are you talking about? So I'm just saying, just because you're tall and good looking does not automatically mean you're gonna get laid. You could be super autistic and completely weird. But you say that's what you're talking about. But look at all my other students. All the other guys that got laid at 5'4" and 5'7". Zero. Zero. Holy fuck. Justin Wayne. So with Justin Wayne's game, with his good looks, it took him 2 years of approaching, no results, and he finally got laid. But it wasn't because it was a lay; it was a social circle. He starts hanging around with her for 6 months before he closed her. only one lay, but that doesn't count as a lay because it's a social circle. It's like hanging out for 6 months does not mean the system works. Romance does not work because if you try to pour back home with romance, if you don't fit in the boyfriend girlfriend frame, especially Asian men, especially in these fucking West Coast Asian men in the United States, there's another United States students. When they brag about their Asian students, my one's more impressive, seriously. Three approaches. She was the third approach, same day delay. 3. He hadn't approached for a whole month afterwards, before that. How is that possible? Because, wait. Let me ask you guys a question. If he was able to get laid in 3 approaches, but before that, for a whole month, he made 0 approaches, and he only practiced the body language, facial expression, social skills, flow drill, whitewash tonality, that's all he practiced. And he finally got to go out and approach for one day and close on the third one. Is there a numbers game? That's a great question. Does a numbers game really exist? It never existed. It was 20 out of 35. That means in 3 approaches, if you practice enough and leveled up with my system, the only system that can do it, month after month, year after year, during inflation, then you automatically, you don't aim for the lay, you collect the lay. You collect it. This is why the Jewish student who no longer practiced the body language, he might use tactics that time. He's going to get stuck. The Jewish white student. If it's 2 months, one of the month he was practicing behind the campus. The first 3 weeks or something, he didn't get elite access. He just tried to use his Skypes, and he didn't get access to my brain. It would have been faster, but when he finally did train during that 1 month, and then 3 approaches, boom, same day late, white girl. Yeah, he pulled a woman home, and he was using Justin Wayne's method of just playing loud karaoke shit with his stupid Daygame products in the background, freaking her the fuck out. And Justin Wayne, he only does it because he was using a job scam. The woman would show up into these job scams, and then they pretend to have these acting exercises, and he pulls them home, but he still closes him because he's the boss, and he's the one with all the money and stuff. And then afterwards, then he turns them into girlfriends. But some of these women are from fake job scams, seeking arrangements, other things, and they're not really day game. It's a whole job scam. So romantic flirts does not work. Yeah, that girlfriend came back and moved to this place, so he had to practice behind the campus. Sneak out. Yeah, his friend's Indian, and he got a hotel there. And then they say, he asked his friend, can I borrow your hotel if I can pull a woman back home? I'm finally making some approaches. His Indian friend was like, sure. And he had that location because his girlfriend that he's long term with was at his apartment. They're living together, so there's no way he can pull there.
It's weird. Oh, sorry. No. Well, it's actually very nice. Bring the beach.
Yeah, he went for an instant hangout. He set up a phone number close. Still same day late. Social skills flojo. So you talk about social skills flojo, 2.5 points boost. Yeah, the V-shaped body, everything, all these pieces, the fashion, everything, hairstyle. If facial grooming means his eyebrows was like twice as big. Narcissistic people have bigger eyebrows, and it's very unattractive. Good. Social calibrations, workout plan. Oh, we get the point. Let's call the Latino guy. We can get back to this later on. All right. So I have to pee soon. Therefore, I might have to just leave soon. Unless I pee and come back. All right. I'm just calling. This is random. We don't plan this thing. Hey, so how are you doing?
Doing good.
So this is my Latino student over here, and you're in the inner circle. Yes or no? Is that true?
Yes, that's correct.
Who do you vote for, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
I voted for Trump, of course.
Just like all my other Latino students, except for one. So I'm glad you vote for
That's
that.
fucked up.
Yeah,
It was the obvious choice.
exactly. So let's confirm a few things. I forgot. I think I called you before, but I accidentally deleted the YouTube live. So we can't. I can make this into a video. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So they can validate all this stuff. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in front of the audience?
For sure. I swear on the Bible, even.
All right, we're both Christians then, and we don't want to. If you swear on the Bible, do not teach them the tactics and every secret, right? But tell them the truth, okay? So when I was showing all those testimonials and stuff, right, for some of the 2024 guys, yes or no, are they real? Yes or no, or are they fake?
Yes, they're 100% real.
Is there any of them that's been faked?
None.
Have you seen all the late pictures before they actually got censored and posted online?
Yes, on the Inner Circle Facebook, they're shown before.
And also, you see the name I'm tagging the students with, right?
Yeah, they're also tagged, and you can see who's getting the results.
And you have like interacted with all of them when I'm teaching the class. Is that correct?
Yeah, I caught a few of the classes, and they were very helpful.
Did you see the other classmates that are in the late testimonial?
Yeah, I've seen some of the people who are in testimonials show up to the classes too.
Especially with the other guy from ABC's of Attraction, Victim. Remember that guy? He got second lay. We went over his infields. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you remember the other Latino guy, the guy with 2 lays recently?
The one that starts with M.
The one that starts with M.
Or yeah, that one. Yeah, that one I remember seeing.
He's in the same group as you, right? And he's asking questions and he's in the inner circle group coaching. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you saw all their lay pictures. I sent it to you uncensored. Is that correct?
That's also correct.
Is there like a 55-year-old bald, ugly, 5'7", big belly German student in our group that just rejoined?
That one's the most insane one, in my opinion. But yeah, that one's true too.
What about the recent Jewish white student? I know I didn't post his latest late testimonials, but we posted in our WhatsApp group.
That's the one with 15, right?
That's 15. I only documented 14 because one of them he forgot to take the pictures for the late pics. So I'm just gonna say 14. But yes, it's 15. That guy.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that one too.
So you saw all the late pictures,
Yeah,
and you can recognize his name. He's in our group.
hmm
And I just scolded him right now because he wasn't following advice because his ego is too high and his self-esteem is too low. I made a post like that in Inner Circle. Do you see it?
yeah, I remember that actually. That he was like complaining about something.
Yeah, because he got offended because I was too tough on him. I just recently started yelling at him. But 14 lays, that Ukrainian, he didn't show because he wants to make it a girlfriend in the future. You saw that Latina, right? Was she pretty?
Yeah,
Like smoking hot, right? Pretty face.
very hot. hmm
And also, you saw the other woman. Let's see, the German one, the black-haired German woman.
Yeah,
So basically, what about all the other students? So you're saying all of them are real, basically. You've seen all the late pics. I always send it to all you.
yeah. Everything that you can see on the inner circle, all the testimonials and the pictures, they're all 100% real. You can't really fake something like that.
On the massive scale.
Yeah, it's like, especially the old guy, man. That one's the most insane one.
What's his looks level out of 10?
Yeah, so being generous,
Generous.
it's like 3 out of 10.
Oh shit. He's 5'7". Does he have a big belly? Is he
Yeah, fat, bald, has so many disadvantages,
yes?
but he still got like insane results even after rejoining.
Did you see his other lay pictures? Did I show it to you? I can't remember the previous ones.
Yeah,
You saw the other three lays, right? 21-year-old, 25, 21. Are they attractive?
yes, they're very attractive.
So most people think this is impossible.
It's definitely possible.
Did you see the guy with 15 lays in our group? The Asian guy? Don't talk too much details about him. 15 lays, 5 white girls, 5 models, 2 actresses, marry one of them. You see me tag him?
I don't remember that one, but let me check right now.
I think this is before you joined the inner circle. This is long ago.
Yeah, that might be before I joined.
All right. So when did you join the inner circle, roughly?
I believe August or September
Okay.
2024.
Okay. So his one, when all his lays was happening, was during the inflation of 2022. He got married in 2023. So that's before your time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unless you want to search it right now, just to confirm. I'll type the name, but do not actually like say his name. Okay? Go type his name over there in the inner circle. Go open it right now for me on the browser. In the search forum,
Yeah, dude.
search for this name. So this will be new to you because you're not from that time.
I see it now.
Scroll down all his lays.
Oh yeah, you can see the pictures.
Yeah. Crazy, right? And I tagged it.
Very good.
Keep scrolling down. It's like 15 fucking lays.
A lot of posts about him too.
Yeah. And this was before. This was not like something made up.
2022.
Yes, exactly what I said.
Marriage and the marriage picture, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he got married because of it.
Yeah. You see it, right? It's not fake. It's real.
hmm Yeah, I see the wedding photo.
And I tagged him too.
Yep, everything's tagged, and the proof is undeniable.
That's right. So if all this is real, right? And this is real time. It's not like I told him, like, it's not like we planned this conversation. There's no planning. If you swear to God, right? We never planned this conversation beforehand.
Yeah, 100%. This was just me catching the live stream and, just recalling right now and just talking about it. So
if all this is true, right? That means every single lay pick is true. You've seen most of them from your time that you joined my coaching. August or something, right? Every single one of them has been accounted for.
it's all accounted for sure.
And you see the women's faces too and everything. Are they attractive for some of them?
Yeah, very.
Do you remember the Italian student that got 8 lays in a row?
Italian.
Or is that before your time? I'll type his name. Okay, so look at this name for the inner circle, so you can scroll down and see his lay picks. He might have been there. He kind of stopped recently because he found a woman he wants to spend all his time with. All the students see the lay picks, yes. So he joined in August, so he didn't see the older ones before then, but they all see the lay picks because it gives them a motivation. When they see their students, their peers are getting laid in the inner circle, they want to get laid too. Does that make sense? Everyone's believability index goes up and they go at it really hard. They no longer just be comfortable. Do you see his name?
Yes.
Scroll down. Look at all the lay picks. Look at the women's faces. They're all like 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
8.5. And one 10 out of 10.
French. Sure. Pretty nice.
Keep scrolling. Look at that.
Yeah.
These are actually 9 out of 10s, right?
Basically, yeah. 9 out of 10.
It's not bullshit, is it?
No bullshit.
Look at that. That's what he can get. Before, he was using UFO training. Another shit company. He was getting like 4 out of 10s because he never got anything above a 4. And it took him like so many approaches. He got mental trauma. He went through mental trauma cure, and he kept getting laid after another because all his emotions are fixed. Look at them. From 4 to 9. It's a 5-point jump. All of them.
That's really good, man. Like,
crazy,
so
right?
is he still in the group?
Yeah, he's still in the group.
That's cool.
So yeah, I mean, before he didn't think he was like good looking. He thought women hated him. But after my training, now he's with the women. He doesn't want to do the game anymore. I was originally gonna get him 60 lays. That was my promise. But he won't want to continue afterwards. He found a woman he wants to be with. And he also banged a 20-year-old. He's 30 years old.
That's really impressive.
You know how tall is he?
I didn't catch it actually. I just went through it. Is he 5'7" too?
No, he's 5'8".
5.
5'8". He's banging 9 out of 10s.
So still below the average height, and he still got the good ass results.
Yeah, below 5'9" average height. What the fuck? He practiced the most. Him and the Jewish guy, but they stopped practicing because they got too good. They got narcissistic. So they thought they knew everything. They could eke out 3 more lays. It's like planting a seed. They're watering all the time early. It sprouts up and then it grows a big tree. But when they stop practicing with a big tree and watering it, it dies down. It falls apart. And that's where they're at right now. Narcissist. The Chinese student, him, and also the other Jewish white student. They're narcissist. Now their self-esteem is super low, ego high after the lays, and then they don't practice. They're stuck. Sad, right?
What was it like? After 5 lays, your ego can get really fucked up.
Around 3 extra lays in a row, and they think they're a god. When the results are so good, like 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10, or 5 lays in a row, they start to bench out and ego trip. And then when you sort of block them for a week and punish them, they always get 3 more additional lays because the good vibe. But the tree starts to die. And then they stop after those 3. So it's like 3, 3 to 6.
It really follows a pattern, man.
Yeah.
One just go through that.
Same thing happened with the Chinese student. After he same day lay in the first approach in Berlin with a white girl, then he got 2 actresses. He's a god. He no longer practiced. He got stuck. He got married. It's a story. They're good, they're world class, but they're never great. They cannot get past the ego. Sad, right?
Sad.
But this is better results than UMP or UFO, other companies. They can never get students like that. They're always stuck at 3 or 4 out of 10. They're always in the purgatory.
Yeah, that's like garbage from other coaches.
Then this one's getting 9s. Look at them. This is written before, exactly the date, and you can see it. 2024, right? Can you confirm it?
Yeah.
This is inflation, hard time.
During the inflation, yeah, people are getting laid with really hot girls because of the training.
Yeah. I could go on. But now that you guys know everything's real, all the training's real, it is social skills, social calibrations, emotional control. Am I right? For drills, that raises the value. I said that skills equals value.
Yeah, the training really involves raising your skills by doing these habits that are correct and like getting rid of all the behaviors that are really going to turn off women and stuff.
So it's really a 20 out of 35, right? As long as you can get the skills, that transfer to points to the 20 out of 35 in the right fashion.
Yes, that's correct.
So all the testimonials are real, all the products are real, all the training is real, all the tactics, all the strategies, all the skill set. And does the students go through drills? Remember the other Asian guy who got laid in 3 approaches? He did not approach for 1 month. That guy? What you saw in the testimonial, right? Is it true that they practice drills nonstop for the students? Yes or no?
Yes, that's true. It's a lot of practicing inside using a mirror and other methods. I won't go into specifics, but it's a lot of training like that.
So you guys send me the video of the training, is that correct?
Yeah, we send the training videos and John will critique them and tell you what you need to improve on. And that's how you can do better.
So have you noticed these guys don't even approach that much? They just collect the lay after they raise the skills?
Yeah, they just collect it because you do it enough and it becomes automatic. And then you go out there and within like 1 to 3 approaches, you'll probably get everything you need.
Usually 1 to 6. Averagely is 1 to 6. UFO or UMP, they claim 1 to 3. That's bullshit. They're just saying that to counter me. They only have like 8 lay testimonials on their fucking website. 8. Fucking bullshit. Some of their students are banging like a bunch of 3 out of 10s afterwards, like 6 months afterwards. But it's just 3, 3, 3. Ugly. Because I used to have their students, UFO students. They're always like shit. And the Asian guys get no results. And I taught their instructor. They got 150 lays with my coaching and went over there to instruct for them, a 5'4" Filipino. He's a great student, by the way, good social skills, but he's using my skills and validating them. It's not nothing they learned from over there. Doesn't even work.
So they're stealing what you've done, but they're not even doing it like fully.
Yeah, they're stealing what I've done.
Shitty results.
He got 10 flakes in a row. And then he just sort of like went to me for coaching. With their shit. Doesn't even work. Seriously. And then afterwards, he just got like nonstop lays, 7 in that month. And then afterwards, he went to Spain to go to Social Prime or Socio Prime, another dating coach for Daygame. But then he kept getting Daygame lays and he kept sending me all the lay pics.
That's so insane.
And afterwards, he sends me even more. Then he validates up to 180 lays, but it's my fucking skills. This is not the only coach. There's other coaches out there that got so many lays and they start teaching. Tall self-proclaimed coaches. One of them was my student for a while. And other coaches, I can't remember all of them. One, the black guy became a coach too. He got like 66 lays, 4 girlfriends, 4 threesomes. Then another guy, I remember there's like a couple of coaches. This guy works more for I won't say which company, but it's a sub company of somebody, maybe sub of RST. Unfortunately, fucking validating white people. There's other coaches, right? Famous coaches or super famous coaches that are my student, became instructors. It's like
A lot of students, and they go to night game, right?
no,
No?
they don't do night game. They always did do day game because they're so good at it. But that's the thing. I empowered sometimes shitty people.
That's really messed up. It's like taking away the secrets and then making their own business too, like that.
Yeah. But now that we validate everything, so you saw all the courses, they teach the same things, right? In the inner circle. You saw the elite access. They're all related. The same things I teach, right? 20 out of 35, how to boost it. Is that a fact? They're all connected.
Yes.
Okay, this guy's asking me some question. Did he go through tonality training or not every single student? Did you go through tonality training with me? Whitewashed.
I did do some of it, like talking slower, for example,
Mhm.
but it hasn't been the emphasis on my personal training. There
Mm.
are other things that I've been focusing on at the moment.
What have you been focused on?
I will say that initially, when I joined John's training, he was the one that helped me get a job, and I passed my interview in the first try
Mm.
using the skills he taught me.
That's good. And a lot of Latinos are in debt and stuff right before, right? Did you clear it?
Yeah, I cleared my debt because I paid it off by saving and budgeting correctly.
That's good. And you start making money, right? And then did you start making did you start going out there now and start socializing?
Yeah, I ended up going to more meetups and just practicing the social skills with people.
So did I
Just, like,
make
getting-
did I make you drill down the social skills flow drill in your different situation?
Yeah, in my situation, a lot of social skill flow drill. That one's very important.
Did you practice the 45-degree body language though for the social calibrations?
Yeah, I have practiced the correct standing posture with 45 degrees. And yeah,
Did I make you do it week after week?
week after week, yes.
So you're a newbie. Your focus wasn't so much on day game, but your focus was more like not being a shut-in, getting a job, making new friends, right? And you have finally made your first approach, right?
Yeah, like last week, I made my first approach using everything I learned so far.
Mhm.
And I ended up getting a number from this really nice MILF lady that I met at a supermarket.
How long did you last in the conversation if this is your first approach? Even though that was not
I
your focus.
managed to talk to her for over 6 minutes, just naturally talking to her. And, I could have talked to her even more, but I
Hmm.
cut the conversation short.
Well, regardless, even though you're more of a newbie, right? And you're focused on different things right now, right? Eventually we'll switch over to the day game for you. You're learning all the skills when you're in like a shut-in before, right? You try to rebuild your life. So I think
Yeah.
now we validated everything that we needed to validate. So let's see. I'm just reading whatever questions, right? Nice to see all the LAPITs, yes. How many students become naturals? No, they don't have the potential to be naturals because of narcissism. I told you guys earlier. After 3 lays, they think they're a god, like really hot women that they cannot get before, and then they eke out 3 more lays before the tree dies. None of them can become naturals. They become narcissists. Even the black student before I kicked out many times. He's an instructor now, but they can never be naturals. Some can get close, but they always they're too much ego. Imagine getting this much power and this much skills that too short. In 1 year, 15 lays or 8 lays. Or the black student, so many lays, like 4 foursomes, 4 girlfriends. It's too much for them. Let's see. How many hours of training? Yeah, he wants to know how many hours. Do you train like a lot?
I would say I sit around an hour and a half every day to really take care of the training. It depends. But it really depends on what John needs you to do. Some students, I imagine, would take a lot longer.
Mhm.
I think I remember a guy had to do like 3 hours of standing in the right posture because he kept fucking it up.
Yeah. So it really depends on the student, but sometimes did you do it consistently though? That means like over time too. Not just an hour, but sometimes you do a little bit less, right? I think when you send me the facial expressions homework and the social skills flow drill, right?
Yeah, it's consistency every single day that you want to do it.
Mhm.
And then you send it to John on WhatsApp. He'll critique it, and then we can improve on it every single time.
So it's not about going out there and approaching where you cannot see your facial expressions or body language. It's really about tweaking it in front of a camera or in the mirrors there.
Yeah, basically.
So if that's how the other students train, then they're not doing anything that the other dating coaches are saying, which is going out there, numbers game, you'll get better by doing more volume, is nothing to do with volume because skills equals value. Is that correct?
Yep. Skill maxing, not anything else like, autism maxing or looks maxing.
So you need to train every day. I don't take rest. It doesn't have to be a long training, Riachi. But just because you're training in your methods from other white dating coaches does not mean you'll get laid because they have 0 or 1 laid testimonial this year. I have 50. I have 650 in total. So I'm just reading off a comment there. I'm not saying it has to be every day, but it has to be, if you can do it for 21 days in a row, it becomes a new habit. I have been making you do habit maxing, right? Working out, all these other things too. Facial expressions, body language.
Yeah, for my training, it's all about all of those habits.
So they're asking me how to tell if you're whitewashing correctly. You need to actually train under me. That's my best advice. Take Elite Bundle 2 if you can't afford 3 months of proficiency, guys. So you didn't go that route. You went to the Elite 30 to the Elite Focus route. Am I correct?
Yeah, Elite 30 to the playbook to the Elite Access was what I did.
Oh, okay. So you have the Elite Bundle then.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. And then you went to Elite Bundle, and now you're the lifetime membership of the Inner Circle because I trust you.
Yeah, I got that recently.
Have you seen the other Latino guy that's a pain in the ass? He got laid with a Colombian chick in the United States.
Which one is that one?
Okay, you didn't see this one. I should send it to you before. So there was another guy who's a pain in the ass. So remember when I made that video on Latino fuck behavior, right? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one.
And people got really angry at me for it, and they thought I was, oh, you're being racist towards Latinos and Indians, right? And the thing is that I also roast Asians recently on YouTube Live. Have you ever seen any sort of racism or any sort of behavior like that in the Inner Circle?
There's no racism involved because it's all meant to be a supportive group,
Mhm.
and we celebrate people when they get the lays, pictures and stuff. And even the new guy who joined, we like give him like comments and stuff to welcome him.
And the new guy's white.
Racist.
And the new guy's white.
Mhm.
So is it every single ethnicity trains under John Elite in the Inner Circle?
Yeah, John will let anyone who has like a good mindset or good character just join the Inner Circle. It doesn't matter what your race is. And he'll make videos roasting anyone too. So there's really, I don't know how you can argue that John is being racist.
Do you think it's true? Do you think it's true for Latino fuck behavior? Do you remember the traits, right? Number 1, they throw shit against the wall, see what sticks, one track mind. Number 2, they do the wrong path, the sociopath. It always fails. It's not just Latinos. Number 3, they'll have an autistic meltdown. Number 4, like they'll quit or something. Number 5, they'll resurrect. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true.
Tell them you're Latino, right? And although you're born here, when I made the pattern and stuff, right? Have you ever seen that kind of thing happening with you and other Latino students?
Yeah, I've done like the things that are in the chart that John is mentioning.
Mhm.
I'm guilty of doing those behaviors to varying degrees. I would say the only one I haven't done is just completely quit out, thankfully.
Thankfully.
But there is a guy that he was like sending me as an example of what not to do. And he basically blew up really badly.
Yeah, you saw it, right? He completely lost his mind. Like a total meltdown. Was he having a one-track mind, shooting down all my ideas? Just like the other black student. Remember that shitty black student from 3 months of proficiency recently? They shoot down all my ideas. They don't follow any instructions, and they have a meltdown. Is that true?
That's correct. Some people just like completely melt down, and they're so far gone. They only see what they want to see, and they ignore what John is trying to tell them.
So these Latino guys, right? Maybe I'll show you more in the future. But you have seen them, right? When you saw the text, they actually follow the chart exactly. That means I'm not being racist or prejudiced. This chart is exactly an identical trait of low self-esteem. Low self-esteem chart, right, is like 4 traits, right? Low self-esteem, like delusions, number 1, half-assing, number 2, right? You have experienced that. Number 3, the wrong path, the sociopath, wrong decision, they fail, right? Number 4, quitting. But when we look at the other chart, right, the 5 traits of Latino fuck behavior, which is one-track mind, throwing shit against the wall, see what sticks, like no skills. Number 2, wrong path to sociopath, same as the other chart. Number 3, having an autistic meltdown. You had something almost similar, right? You had almost a meltdown before when I said something that was very offensive, and you wanted to stonewall me. Do you remember that?
I think I did that too.
Yeah, yeah. But you didn't quit. The number 4, they quit. Number 5, they resurrect, right? That's true, right?
Mhm.
So you never
That's true.
you never reach the quitting thing because you're coachable. You do exactly what I say, even if your brain tells you otherwise, right?
Yeah, I do my best to try to follow. And there's like audios and stuff too that helps address it.
Mhm.
That you'll get if you join John's training, so you don't have to worry if you think that's going to be like a permanent issue.
So you're saying this audio that we create out of the mindset playlist, and it's spoken to you with the AI voice, right? Of what you wrote before for the takeaways. I don't mind giving that part away. It resets your mind, right? And gets you back doing stuff, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I have an audio that I made from a mindset playlist.
Mhm.
And after listening to it, I get more motivation and clarity, and I'm able to continue doing the training, and usually better after listening to it.
Yes. So somebody's asking, you go for a lean build, right? No, all the students go for a V-shaped build. V-shape. Nobody goes for a lean build. Nobody's lean. Like, I can show you their muscles to the people on the screen. I'm pretty sure I have it here somewhere. Let me scroll down a little bit. If we can't find it, we'll just go beyond that. But I think that's all I want to validate. That means, like, if I got the other Latino guy laid, and can you check on the testimonial section over there? I haven't posted it in the group yet, right? That there's a new testimonial with a thumbnail, right? The newest one in the playlist. YouTube.
YouTube.
Look at this guy. This is the Latino guy. I have not shown you this one yet, but I'll show you his testimonial afterwards. I got another Latino laid, not just Mr. M with the M name. This is a different guy. United States, East Side.
You're talking about the premiere one?
Yeah. So there's another one. That means I'm the only one who can get Latinos laid. Most people don't see Latino laid testimonials during the inflation. Only before the pandemic. So I understand Latinos better than anyone else. So if you're if you're Latino and you don't do what I say and you shoot everything down and just ignore it and do it your way, you will fail. So none of them bulks for their students. So the workout plan I cannot talk about, is top secret, right? But it's not like super hard work. It's super efficient. Am I correct about that? Wait, it's sounding very muffled right now.
Sorry, is that better?
Better.
Yeah, the workout plan John gives you is actually really straightforward.
Mhm.
You won't really injure yourself either.
Mhm.
So you don't have to worry about that. And it works out. Like, you just do it's like a set of 4 different exercises at least.
Don't say anything more. Any more details.
Yeah. Sorry if I
It's okay.
swallowed.
Here's what my students look like over here. This is the 17-year-old student, high school student. Look at him. His V shape. This is the Chinese student afterwards for the other one. The guy with 3 legs, and look at him. He becomes huge. There's another Chinese guy. There's even more. And here's the guy with 10 fuck buddies, a white guy, and 2 models and 1 model girlfriend. These are the fat Asian masculinity guys over here, the Ninja Turtles, the Shreks. Look how fat and ugly their bodies are. They're so proud of it being fat in the nightclub at the end of the night. Look how fat and ugly this fat fucks. Look at how big their arms are and how bulky they look and how ugly. See that?
Yeah.
Look at my students. Aesthetic. They all have a V shape. And it's done in 3 weeks, they've been able to get some good results. And you also lost some weight from this plan. Am I correct?
135.
Uh-huh.
I dropped all the way to 194, 192. Still a little bit like that, around that range. I'm still losing weight in God's plan. It works really well.
That's good. Is it true that a lot of these fat students, right? You remember the fat black guy and all these other guys, right? I showed you before, the zombies. I made a video that really offended people about fat people. No offense. I don't mean like, I'm not calling you that because you're not like that anymore. But you saw the other guys, right? You saw the other guys. How like the black student, just gross proportions, big fat head, Cushing syndrome. Is it true that these guys quit very easily for the fat ones because of cortisol?
Yeah, John has shown me like the pattern of other fat students. And it's true that they tend to quit a lot more easily. And they suffer more delusions and stuff. All the stress for them. And they make excuses.
So when I made that video, it wasn't just to kick like fat people in the face or being insensitive, right? A lot of people start turning off, like tune out because they're like, oh fuck, he's insulting fat people. So let's not listen to John. Am I right about this?
Yeah, John is right about what he said about the fat people. The behavior, it's mainly just the patterns and behaviors rather than who they are, you know? That's how I take it, at least. And I'm guilty of the same behaviors, just I managed to lose a lot more weight and I'm able to do the training a lot better compared to some of those fat students.
When you lost the weight, was it easier to get more things done?
For sure. Once I started to lose more weight,
Mhm.
I felt more disciplined.
But then you look at all these other people. You remember the fat black student, right? The guy who I kicked out recently from 3 months of proficiency. The worst student of all time.
The guy who starts with J, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that one's very unfortunate.
Tell me more about him. Fat, delusional. He used to be Kamala Harris voter, but not anymore. He switched to Trump after I talked to him. Can you tell me about his patterns of behavior, the way he's training? Was he a lot like the Latino fuck behavior, fat people, quitter, dragging his feet? Tell me about it. So they know, right? Does he follow instructions?
He does not follow instructions, and if he does, it's very half-assed. It's very like sad to see, honestly, because the guy invested at the very least, but even then, well, I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Yeah, he's only paid me 1,600. He didn't even pay me for the. He's supposed to pay me weekly. Normally, they're supposed to pay the whole thing for a 3MP before I take on them. He's like a level 1 student trying to go to level 3 mindsets. 1,600. I literally made more than that in a short amount of time. Getting rid of him, money starts flowing in. But tell me more about him. He didn't invest. Go on.
He did invest, but he ultimately just half-assed everything. Did not listen to the instructions. Even I personally had to like send him a message telling him, don't be a total loser. What are you doing? And other people in the inner circle too, like we're trying to like, sympathize and help him out, but he still doesn't listen. And yeah, he's like probably the worst student that you can ask for. And it's very like bad because, fat, like not good looking, all these things going against him. And John's training is the only thing that can really help him, but he doesn't want to take the help.
Does he stonewall me sometimes and just doesn't reply? Like a sociopath students, fat students, they always do that.
Yeah, what he does is gaslighting, which is like he'll say he's going to do one thing, and then he ultimately just does not do it. And John told me that when you do something like that, it ends up hurting your brain, like to the people Well, you tell that and to yourself. So
Why does it hurt? Why does it hurt your brain? Why does it hurt your brain?
why does it hurt your brain?
The gaslighting, when you tell yourself a lie and then you say, I'm going to do it, and you don't do it, what happens to your brain?
It reinforces just like a negative behavior. You know, you're lying to yourself
Mhm.
and lying to the people around you. So
What happens to your self-esteem?
your self-esteem gets lower when you do it too, and that hurts it even more.
Does it cause mental trauma when you tell your brain one thing, like gaslighting, and do the opposite?
Yeah, it causes trauma as well.
Does it cause brain damage?
Yeah, it can cause brain damage if you do it all the time, you know?
And so when I listen to it, though, I always say, we'll see, right? Do you see that as a fact? Even I say that to the other stands. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Yeah, I see when you say that. We'll see.
We'll see so I don't get gaslighted, right?
Don't get much of that bad energy.
So Latino students and also the fat black student, right? They actually do the opposite of everything I say. So therefore, they're not coachable. They're unteachable cases. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
What percentage do you think they follow the instructions? Exactly, like fully.
What percentage do they follow?
Yeah, 100 means they follow every single step right away. They do everything perfectly. They don't half-ass it. They get it done. What percentage out of 100 do they actually do it?
Well, 0%. I don't think anybody does it like completely perfectly in the first try. And they continue to mess it up.
No, I mean, even if they mess it up, right, they still get like a score for doing it. But they still learn,
they
right?
still get
A little bit.
a little bit, yeah.
So out of 100, right, what do you think his score was?
Like a 10.
Okay, that's accurate. It's about a 10. Most of the time, he'll just be lying about doing the homework and then just like say, I've done it. And then they do the opposite. Is it true that I once told him to get a total gym? You have one, right? Am I correct? For the V-shaped body and losing weight?
Yeah, I own one of those machines for the workout plan.
I told him to get one for 150, right? He procrastinated and now he's trying to go, he quit. Now he's trying to go to a personal trainer, wasting another fucking 6 months to fix it. He could have had a total gym. Did you hear about that story or not yet? Because he completely ignored my advice and blew up in his face.
I did remember you mentioned it in like a message,
Mm.
the whole him preferring to get like a trainer and wasting time in the gym.
Oh yeah. So that's the wrong path to sociopath, right? Where it blows up in his face in 4 months.
Yep.
I've seen other people do the same thing, Middle Eastern people that did not fully join because they went to a Turkish trainer. But but you see that pattern, right? A lot, even these other Latinos, right? Unteachable cases. They'll do everything their way, even though they're good looking.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern. Just doing it your own way and seeing what sticks.
All right, before I go, right? I'm gonna grab something to eat and go to the bathroom. What's the last thing you want to tell everybody in terms of the coaching, in terms of like all the proof of the pictures, the lay pics, the students? What do they really need to know in 2024? Especially a lot of these wokies, right? Left triggered people being brainwashed by other dating coaches. All of it. Tell them like how it is. This is your floor. Go ahead.
If you're really left wing liberal and you really voted for Kamala, I'm not sure there's anything that will convince you to see reality and the proof that's before you, because John has the most proof out of anybody you can find for Daygame results. And you can literally see that everything I've said, everything he said, it's just, you cannot deny it. If you want to get laid soon, as fast as possible, I definitely recommend getting John's help for his training. He's a tough coach, but that's because he wants you to actually succeed. And yeah, everything he said so far has been true. You can't really deny it. Even the predictions that he made for the community post, everything he said for the politics and all that with Trump, it ended up coming true. So that's even more proof.
So yes or no, am I psychic?
Yeah, John is a psychic, if there ever is one. So you can't really argue when everything so far has come true.
Have I been able to predict stuff in your life and tell you like how you're feeling and all that other stuff too?
Yeah, for sure. I even remember when you send me like, the guy who was being possessed with demons.
Hmm.
That's a crazy story, but that also was true.
Yeah. Like I exorcise a demon away from them. It's not so the spiritual world does exist somehow.
Somehow, yeah, some energy kind of thing.
And you saw this prediction 4 months ago. It says psychic predictions. Biden will be forced out of the race. Did that happen?
Yep, Biden had to get out of the race.
And this was before this even happened. And this is near the end, not the beginning. He's going to fight to the very end. I don't know what does that mean, but I wrote something like that. Something will happen near the end, and we'll talk about 85% of the race. Maybe they'll try to use Kamala or they'll try to use Gavin Newsom. So before this all happened, right? I didn't know which one was Kamala or Gavin Newsom they're going to replace him with. Was that true?
Yeah, and it ended up being Kamala.
Yes. Not Gavin Newsom. But still, I still got one of the... There will be an attempt on Donald Trump's life. This is 3 days before it happened. Most of my psychic predictions, I could be wrong. We can always reference back to this post when it does happen because they cannot stop him, but he will survive. It will happen during his presidency. Not sure before, during the elections. I wasn't sure if it was before the elections afterwards, but now I can see clearly. Another assassination attempt will be happening, but he'll survive it. He'll get shot, but he'll survive it. But was this one true that there was an assassination attempt?
Yeah, multiple, and he survived all of them.
Okay. Next one says they're going to delay the election date to next president a little bit longer, but this one did not happen exactly. But Donald Trump will, in the end, remain victorious. This is 4 months ago, guys, when everyone's pulling for Kamala. Did this happen?
Yep, we have our new president now, Donald Trump.
I was the only one that says Donald Trump. Everyone else is saying, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Right? Kamala is winning in the polls. Is that correct?
Yeah.
There's no way I could have guessed all this stuff, right? If I wasn't psychic.
Yeah, you could say one is a fluke or a lucky guess, but when it's multiple of these important events all happening, then you can't really argue against it.
So if the guy's asking, is it legit? Did you see the post? Do you remember on the community section? Because you always read it. 4 months ago, I made this prediction.
Yeah, it was in the community section. And I think John screenshotted it and posted it on WhatsApp as well.
Yes. But you did see it before all this stuff happened, before the assassination attempt.
That it happened, John predicted it all before it happened, like 4 months ago.
Yeah. So this is before the Donald Trump first assassination attempt.
Yeah, before the assassination attempt. That one was the most wild one when I saw that happen.
So that answered the question of TXMMAN. Okay, so that's the guy on the YouTube. So the next one says there will be prosperity with Donald Trump few years. Not right away. It's going to crash a little bit, but it says afterwards. Everything will start to reverse itself in my business will finally skyrocket with all the skills I've learned without the boot camps. But that one has not fulfilled yet because we have to watch Donald Trump for the next few years, right? To get this prophecy fulfilled.
Yeah.
But the first time it's going to crash due to the former economy of the Biden and Harris administration. And then he's going to steer it upwards like a plane. That's my newest prediction. I just wrote it like a couple of days ago. Israel will fight with Hamas. Did that happen?
That definitely happened.
Okay, and they say that the only way that they can stop everything, including Iran having nukes, they're going to stop the entire proxy war this way. They're going to go for the end goal. That means they're going to attack like the Iran nuclear facilities. Palestine will be taken over, and they will not be given the land back. And they're going to move on to Hezbollah. Did they move on to Hezbollah?
That happened.
Right, the pager bomb thing, right? Just boom, took out the whole leadership. That's fucking crazy, man.
Crazy technology from Israel.
Then they're going to move on to Iran, and they'll have to clear everybody out, destroy the entire place. They don't care about the United Nations. Basically, what they're saying is that they're going to destroy the whole Middle East. They're going to clear up and make a bigger border. But they did attack Iran. Is that true?
Yeah.
Next one says China president. He's going to lose eventually. That means like, and also he's going to be broken up in a few pieces for those whatever. Basically, what I'm trying to say, right, is that when he loses, He also has health problems. I think he has some kind of cancer or something. I could feel it. Like he's gonna eventually like die, and then eventually China's gonna be split up into maybe like 3 or different places. That's what my prediction. It's just to be clear. We'll see it before it happens. We document today on November the 8th, 2024. So a lot of these predictions, right, happened, or they're gonna happen, or they're going that direction. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely.
So watch out for the future, because I'm right. And this is not bullshit. I actually did predict it before Donald Trump had his first assassination attempt 3 days before then, roughly. You saw just my prediction happened first before that one. This is not bullshit, right? Tell people it's not bullshit.
It's not bullshit, man. If the post is still up in the community, you got to check the screenshot. It's like word for word, like all of it happened in the same direction that John has been saying.
That's good. Give it a thumbs up, guys. Check out my blog. I always update it daily. Get Elite Bundle 2. Get my training, and thank you for being here, telling the truth. Is there anything that has been exaggerated so far or anything like that, or everything that you said 100% true?
No, there hasn't been any exaggerations. Everything so far has been completely true.
And you swear to God, even though I'm a Christian and now you're a Christian, you swear to God that all is true.
Yeah, I can swear on the Bible because no lies have been said.
Excellent. Thank you for the call. I'll end the call now. I'll get something to eat, go to the bathroom, and I'll make another video of this so you can validate everything I say. I'm glad for the people to be here. I wrote in the community section, I was not going to make another. I'll just hang up now, okay? You hang up for me.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day. So take care. All right. Bye. So basically, yeah, that was just random. I just felt like it. Isn't that cool? All this is real. Other people don't have student late picks. They don't have like students getting above 7 out of 10. Nobody does. All ugly chicks. They only got like 2021 stuff. This is what works. Drills, skills, beats, fucking game and LMSing it with alcohol crutches. Welcome to the real game of the naturals, the real naturals. I'm the only one that teaches it. And everyone thinks I'm crazy, from zombie to human or supernatural. That's all I got to say. Check out my blog. And yeah, take a coaching with me. Who cares about the weather? My students got laid in December for the other ones when they first joined, the Italian guy and also the Jewish guy who got a girlfriend. They start getting laid in December and when it's like fucking snowing. So fuck the weather. The Democrats, fuck what they have to say. Fuck fake news, CNN. Fuck MSNBC. And all the other dating coaches are exactly the same. They're brainwashing you during the inflation when you guys have lower self-esteem due to the food cost, the inflation, higher ego, more delusions, and they brainwash with 0 late testimonials or 1. And I, like Donald Trump, won the entire election of this year, 50 late and poll testimonials. You should listen to the proof, not the fucking authority that these global networks of platform scammers are pushing on you. Anyways, thank you for being here. Yes, there will be another YouTube Live in the future. I did say in the community section, if you guys are not here, I'm going to never make a YouTube Live again. But now that you guys are here, thank you. We will have another YouTube Live. I'll remove that post. Anyways, John Elite, news out.